Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. In today's Get It All Done, we are cleaning, decluttering, organizing, literally just a little bit of everything. If you've watched the past couple of videos, you know I'm trying to get through the entire house and just one room at a time, get it really good and deep cleaned and back in order after the holidays.
Break it down, I keep it in my control. Put a pin in my map for anywhere else but here. Open up your front door, together we'll disappear. Wait for all systems go. Can't stay long, gotta go bye-bye. Something's wrong.
Well, you guys know me. I am usually super chatty and love hanging out with you guys. But today we are going to let the music play more. I have been bedridden sick for the past couple days, and I have actually been putting off this voiceover, hoping that I would be feeling better this morning. And I am still just achy and chills and headache. So we are going to let the video play, but please leave me some comments down below because I will definitely be getting to those today, and we can hang out down there and chit chat and everything else.
Don't wait for me to hang around. You know I'm gone before you blink your eye. Systems go. Wait for all systems go. Can't stay long. Gotta go, yeah. All systems go. All I need to know is wait for all systems go. I'm not letting anyone break it down. I keep it in my control. Put a pin in my map for anywhere else but here. Open up your front door, together we'll disappear. Wait for all systems go. Wait for all systems go. I've been trying to bend the rules since I barely was walking. I've been trying harder all my life, cause I need to be perfect. If I could just be a little better, maybe you could be my salvation out of here. I can get it off, we are never done. I'm Julian, baby, you are like the sun. Pour out your love, fill me to the top. Let me hear that champagne burst and pop. Cause as long as you are here with me, I'll be living long and wild and free. I can get it off, fill me to the top. Let me hear that champagne burst and pop. I just give 200% every day cause there's a bruise right here, one or a few on there. Man, did you see me though? 'Cause I sure put on the show. I'm dancing on the tables and I must say I got a taste for flipping out. I'm glancing at the haters and I know they wish they did the shit I did tonight. You wanna break some things, alright. All of the cups are out of sight. You wanna drink 'cause I can buy. You're dancing on the table, so am I. I'm not usually the one who acts out. All those crazy little things we all kinda dream about. A good thing we are running out of sunlight. It's not necessary for these guys to know all about. Look, there's a bruise right here, one or a few on there. Man, did you see me though? 'Cause I sure put on the show. I'm dancing on the tables and I must say I got a taste for flipping out. I'm glancing at the haters and I know they wish they did the shit I did tonight. You wanna break some things, alright. All of the cups are out of sight. You wanna drink 'cause I can buy. You're dancing on the table, so am I. Did you see me though? 'Cause I sure put on a show. I'm dancing on the tables and I must say I got a taste for flipping out. I'm glancing at the haters and I know they wish they did the shit I did tonight. I'm dancing on the tables and I must say I got a taste for flipping out. I'm glancing at the haters and I know they wish they did the shit I did tonight. You wanna break some things, alright. All of the cups are out of sight. You wanna drink 'cause I can buy. You're dancing on the table, so am I. Feels like the first time. Feels like I've never been in love before. You got me falling. Oh, so deep. Oh, so deep. You're not a bad boy. And that's the problem 'cause I'm going broke. Spent all my money. All on you. All on you. Listen up, I am down tonight, but there's just one thing I need to wrap my head around. Yeah, I don't know if I can take another date in and up by myself. Make a move, it's time for you to step up. Yeah, it's now or never. Tonight better be the night. Then we'll remember until we're in the ground. The thing that both of us talk about when we're all sitting together, I guess it is our first kiss. Can't wait forever for you to take your time. I can't afford to take it slow ball drop. Like the fuse and let the firework jumpstart. And then you'll see what the fuzz is about, huh? Yes, tonight, all we need is to get to first base. So don't you run away, I want you to stay. Don't you see what we could be? Then we'll remember until we're in the ground. The thing that both of us talk about when we're all sit together. I guess it is our first kiss. Can't wait forever for you to take your time. I can't afford to take it slow tonight, or to talk about the weather. Let's do this, our first kiss.
Did you pack the flashlight, the blanket, and the map? It's a real adventure, the trail you're looking at. I'm glad you came. For a while I thought you might be bailing. Is that the same yellow shirt you used to wear? But 1,000 years seem like almost no time now. This guitar right here, do you still remember how I played for you? I was crappy, but you sang along, and I thought you knew I could die to keep you near. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That stuff got nothing on you. That one's brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight. I don't need to go over old and useless words. What you said, what I said, that might have made it worse. We're here again at the same spot where we kissed the first time. I swear my pain's far away, long gone by now. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That stuff's got nothing on you. That one's brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight. We could get back to this, catching up what we missed, or we could just relive that summer night. For all I can, we can spend the firewood till it's end. Nobody's gonna force the morning. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That star's got nothing on you. That one's brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That star's got nothing on you. That one's brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight.
One step forward and another back. I would never try to fool ya. I'm one heartbeat away from going mad. Girl, when you're looking like that, closer, closer, I'ma get closer to you. Yeah, got me, baby, got me hooked on you once again. Girl, I need you. How many times do I wanna yell? 'Cause we could be so complete. Baby, I'll never want anyone new. I was on the bed when you undressed. Baby, when I pulled you in and felt your breath, then I knew the girl I need you. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Every moment is another chance. Loving you is all I wanted. I'm wide open for a love affair. Girl, when you're looking like that, closer, closer, I'ma get closer to you. Yeah, got me, baby, got me hooked on you once again. Damn, girl, I need you. How many times do I wanna yell? 'Cause we could be so complete. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I can never resist it. Ooh, smiling like that, I can never resist it. Girl, I need you. How many times do I want you? 'Cause we could be so complete. Baby, I'll let the one anyone knew. I was on the bed when you undressed. Maybe when I pulled you in and felt your breath. Then I knew the girl I need you. Smiling like that, I can never resist it. I need you, baby. I need you, baby. Oh. I was on the bed when you undressed. Maybe when I pulled you in and felt your breath. Then I knew the girl I need you. Smiling like that, I can never resist it.
You better get it going, get going tonight. Don't wanna miss it like I did every time. I'm straight to the bucket list. You need to get all the things done. There's no time for sleep. Get away, fulfill our dreams today. We all need to go, 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 go. Live each day. Don't worry, we'll be okay. We all need to go, go, yeah, go, go. No need to stop, move ahead and get going today. Don't wanna miss a thing at all. Straight to the bucket list. You need to get all the things done. There is no time for sleep. Get away, fulfill our dreams today. We all need to go, 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 go. Live each day. Don't worry, we'll be okay. We all need to go, go, Live your dreams and skip the end. People want it and should not pretend. You live your dreams and skip the end. Just go. So just go away, fulfill our dreams today. We all need to go, 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 go. Live each day. Don't worry, we'll be okay. We all need to go, go, yeah, go, Things got so complicated, not like it was before. At the edge, and we should break it. You keep on coming back for more. I've been waiting here before. It is not the first time. Thinking that you'll come around. I've been waiting here before.
lose your love. And it's time, should we break it? 'Cause I'm not staying anymore. I've been waiting here before. It is not the first time. Thinking that you'll change this time. No, I don't need a heartbreak. I don't need to save you. 'Cause I gotta be you. 'Cause I gotta be you. No, I don't need a heartbreak. I don't need to change you. 'Cause I gotta be you. 'Cause I gotta be you. And keep telling everyone you got it. But they can't see that you are lost it. I don't need a heartbreak. I don't need to change you. 'Cause I gotta be you. 'Cause I gotta be you. I've been waiting here before. It is not the first time. Thinking that you'll come around. I've been waiting here before. It is not the first time. Thinking that you'll change this time. No, I don't need a heartbreak. I don't need to save you. 'Cause I gotta be you. 'Cause I gotta be you. No, I don't need a heartbreak. I don't need to change you. 'Cause I gotta be you. 'Cause I gotta be you. And keep telling everyone you got it. But they can't see that you are lost it. I don't need a heartbreak. I don't need to change you. 'Cause I gotta be you. 'Cause I gotta be you.
And we are in trouble, but we don't really care. Tell ourselves there's always tomorrow, but it will still be there. No, they don't pick us up, instead they knock us down, and that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. I don't wanna do this anymore. No, I just wanna say hell no, and do whatever I like. It doesn't matter if they say so, 'cause I can put up a fight. Let's make a hit and run, do it for fun. They can't hold on forever, so just say hell no. Yeah, we'll be going all night. 9 to 5, we're all on the hustle. We wanna get away. Another day of beg, steal and borrow, and that is safe to say. No, they don't pick us up, instead they knock us down, and that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. I don't wanna do this anymore. Hey. No, I just wanna say hell no, and do whatever I like. It doesn't matter if they say so, 'cause I can put up a fight. Let's make a hit and run, do it for fun. They can't hold on forever, so just say hell no. Yeah, we'll be going all night. No, they don't pick us up, instead they knock us down, and that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. No, they don't pick us up, instead they knock us down, and that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. No, they don't pick us up, instead they knock us down, and that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. I don't wanna do this anymore. No, I just wanna say hell no, and do whatever I like. Do whatever I like. It doesn't matter if they say so, 'cause I can put up a fight. Let's make a hit what I want the most in my life. They say you're out of my league, but I don't give a damn. No, deep down I know you want it. You wanna take a leap and jump in. Oh, you wanna fall in love. You get me spinning, wouldn't it be awesome if you just kiss me slowly and had me in your arms? If I could make you see it, baby, would be something to make the starlight jealous up above. Oh, you make me up, hey, lights go out when I see you moving up, hey, light me up. I love when you go like that. Oh, hey, could be us kissing in the moonlight. Hey, I'm just saying, if I was your girlfriend. I'm just saying, if I was your girlfriend. Sometimes you think about all the ways I'm making you smile. I know I am what you need, and boy, you're just my type. Deep down, I know you want it. You wanna take a leap and jump in. We're gonna fall in love. You get me spinning, wouldn't it be awesome if you just kiss me slowly and had me in your arms? Oh, you make me up, hey, lights go out when I see you moving up, hey, light me up. I love when you go like that. Oh, hey, could be us kissing in the moonlight. Hey, I'm just saying, if I was your girlfriend. I'm just saying, if I was your girlfriend. Everybody else got it going on. 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 You make me up, hey, lights go out when I see you moving up, hey, light me up. I love when you go like that. Hey, could be us, but let the moonlight. Hey, I'm just saying, if I was your girlfriend. I'm just saying, if I was your One thing I know for sure, what we have is something worth fighting for. With bad news knocking at my door, but I like it like that. We go all in and I'm falling, but I like it like that. And it's so wrong, but still so strong, but I like it like that. Now I'm catching fire, 'cause you take me higher. You know you're everything that I ever desire. Every crossing borders, no taking orders, and I like it like that. Even a broken watch is right 2 times a day. I took a chance and I was right in every way. For lack of anything better for me to say, hey, I like you like that, yeah, I like you like that. We're up here on cloud 9, and somehow we get it right every time. 'Cause these days we're partners in crime, and I like it like that. We go all in and I'm falling, but I like it like that. And it's so wrong, but still so strong, but I like it like that. Now I'm catching fire, 'cause you take me higher. You know you're everything that I ever desire. Every crossing borders, no taking orders, and I like it like that.
like you like that.
I have seen that face more than a million times, like a million times. I have seen that, baby. I can treat you right and you can prove me wrong. Turn around, be gone. Turn around now, baby. You think you're special like the others, something to discover. Think you're little fun, but I have seen that face more than a million times. Think I know by now that I can be the one if that is what I want. Your days are gone, you've had your little fun. And now I'll make your dreams come true if that is what I want to do with you. I'm only here for a little fun, here for what dreams are made of. I'm only here for a little fun. Oh, yeah, I can be the one if that is what I want. Your days are gone, you've had your little fun, your little fun. You think you're the coolest by a million miles, baddest boy in town, but you know what, baby? Easy come and easy go is fine by me, suits me perfectly. So goodbye now, baby. You're nothing special like the other, nothing to discover, just a little fun. 'Cause I have seen that face more than a million times. Think I know by now that I can be the one if that is what I want. Your days are gone, you've had your little fun. And now I'll make your dreams come true if that is what I want to do with you. I'm only here for a little fun, here for what dreams are made of. I'm only here for a little fun. Oh, yeah, I can be the one if that is what I want. Your days are gone, you've had your little fun. You've had your little fun, and when the day is done, I might as well have little fun. Little fun. That I can be the one if that is what I want. Your days are gone, you've had your little fun. And now I'll make your dreams come true if that is what I want to do with you. I'm only here for a little fun, here for what dreams are made of. I'm only here for a little fun. Oh, yeah, I can be the one if that is what I want. Your days are gone, you've had your little fun. You've had your little fun.
I can't believe someone like me is here with somebody like you. There's something about you and I know why. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's in your smile and in your feet. It's high and low and in between. And I am glad to let you know, but only if you give me a kiss. Yeah, it's no secret at all. It's so obvious to all of us. Yeah, you're perfect, from the way you laugh to the way you behave when you're mad. So perfect when I see you dance.
You stole my time, and I lived my life with you. Should have known that you'd never make it through. Stole my time, and I lived my life with you. Should have known that you'd lose. It was all a robbery. It was all a robbery. It was all a robbery, 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 robbery. barely was walking. I've been trying harder all my life, cause I need to be perfect. If I could just be a little better, maybe you could be my salvation out of here. I can get it off, we are never done. I'm Julian, baby, you are like the sun. Pour out your love, fill me to the top. Let me hear that champagne burst and pop. Cause as long as you are here with me, I'll be living, loving, wild and free. I can get it off, fill me to the top. Let me hear that champagne burst and pop. I just give 200% every day cause I own it. I'm fighting all of my life, I'm bad and I know it. If I could just be a little better, maybe you could be my salvation out of here. Ooh, I can get it off, we are never done. I'm Julian, baby, you are like the sun. Pour out your love, fill me to the top. Long time gone, turning heads left.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. Today we are working on getting this house still back in order. Athena is now sleeping in her own room, so I really wanted to focus on getting her room back in order. We were using this as like the staging spot for all the gifts with Christmas and wrapping the gifts with Christmas. And then once we got home from being at my parents' house on Christmas Day, a lot of the stuff just got put in here till I could figure out where to set it and everything. So I'm just going around and cleaning up this area. Also getting rid of stuff that she is no longer using. So that swing she just honestly has no interest for anymore. Her cradle, just a couple things. So trying to get through everything that she has. She got some really, really cute outfits this year. And I was really excited about it because we haven't done a lot of shopping for her other than what we were able to get thrifted for her. So seeing some of these like adorable outfits that her aunts and uncles got her was really, really fun.
All I need to know is wait for all systems go. I'm not letting anyone break it down. I keep it in my control. Put a pin in my map for anywhere else but here. Open up your front door, together we'll disappear. Wait for all systems go. Don't wait for me to hang around.
So I don't know about you, but I do a lot of my like really good thinking in my car often. And the other day I was thinking, oh, first of all, if you're wondering what I'm doing, if you're new here, so this is all of my breast milk that we have freeze dried. I'm just putting it in this bin so I could get it out of the way. As you can see, I've got a large oversupply. So we have a lot of freeze dried breast milk. People often ask how I use it. So it goes into a powder form, literally just like formula. And then I weighed and measured it out. So I know exactly what measurements of the freeze-dried, basically breast milk formula I need to water. So that's what that is. And I'm putting it on this top shelf because she doesn't eat any of the stuff that we're freeze-drying. This is purely for if my supply goes away or once I decide to stop pumping, which I'm thinking is probably going to be right around June, July, because we have a big family vacation planned at the end of July to the Smoky Mountains, and I really don't want to be pumping during our vacation. Then I will start breaking into that stash. But so I was thinking the other day in the car, like I said, that's when I do like some of my best thinking. And often people are asking like, what's the motivation to do the same thing over and over again? Or they just can't get motivated to declutter or anything like that. And it's funny because way back when like KonMari was really, really popular, I think, what was that, 5-6 years ago now, when that KonMari show came out and it was super popular. I think all of us tried the KonMari method. And I found out I do not like the KonMari method. I get so much anxiety over decluttering like that I have to take it in smaller steps. And I would rather not get rid of as much this time and do it again in 6 months than the whole like pull everything out situation. I remember I did it in our closet, and it's funny because I was still fairly new here on YouTube. So like I edited out a lot of the like frustration that I had. Literally, there was one point I had all of my clothes on my bed and I was just laying on top of the clothes. It was late at night and was thinking like, why did I do this to myself? I am so overwhelmed, so overstimulated. I wanted to just lay there. I did not want to go a step further. So I always tell people, if you're trying to get motivated to get stuff done, just do a little bit, because a little bit is better than nothing at all. And it is so much more effective to do a little bit every single day than have one big cleaning day. Like if you get on a routine where you're just doing 30 minutes a day. And it can just be like the basic tidying. And then maybe once a month that you're like, okay, I got to go in and do some of these other projects that take me a little bit longer. Go ahead and do that. But it's going to be so much more efficient to do a little bit every day than stress yourself out about just doing a Sunday reset or something like that. And obviously it can vary from house to house. I know before starting YouTube, when I worked outside of the house, it was definitely different. But it was also different because the house during the week just didn't get as messy. Bobby and I both worked out of the house, and the kids, luckily, we were really lucky that my in-laws were able to watch them and a family friend. So we didn't have, well, I shouldn't say we didn't have like a daycare. Our family friend was a daycare, but it wasn't like a big place like that. So it was very different the way I handled it, but pretty much the same concept. I still would come home and just make sure the house was tidied up. That way it never got too overwhelming. And I learned to start implementing that the same with decluttering.
Hi, are you playing while I'm cleaning? Yeah. Watching some Mickey Mouse Clubhouse? Hi. Can you get it? Can you reach it? Can you reach the book?
This spot under the desk has been driving me crazy for months. And every time I come in here, I just forget about it. And then I'll see it and be like, okay, next time I have to get to this. This room, when we first set it up, Xander was in here, and then he ended up wanting to share a room with his brother still, which I think is pretty normal for kids. So we ended up turning this into the nursery, which works out really, really well for us. And actually, once Athena gets a little bit older, she's actually going to end up sharing a room with her sister Freya as well. And this will probably be turned into an office/guest bedroom, but that won't be till she's closer to a year to 18 months. I want to say the boys started sleeping in the same room. I'm trying to think. It was sooner than I will do with the girls, because when we had Xander and Bjorn, we only lived in a tiny little 2-bedroom house. And then it was funny, when we moved to Watertown in our 3-bedroom house, we set it up where each of the boys got their own room, and they never slept in their own room, ever. They were always in the same room. So eventually we moved them into sharing a room, and then Freya was born, so she ended up getting that 3rd bedroom. And in this situation, Athena could stay in this room, but I just personally think that it is good for kids to share a room. It's funny because I know a lot of people are like, oh, kids shouldn't share rooms. They should have their own space and all this stuff. And part of me like believes that as humans, we're meant to have like a partner when it comes to stuff, because like I remember, I'm trying to think. So I shared a room for as long as I can remember. And I want to say when I was like 16, my oldest sister got married, moved out of the house, things like that. Maybe a little bit younger than 16. I don't remember exactly how old I was when she got married. But when she got married, I finally got my own room. And I will say, as like a teenage girl, I thought it was really cool. But I literally only had my own room for like 2 years, and now I'm sharing a room again. And I found like Xander was always difficult with sleeping. He co-slept for the longest time, and it actually wasn't till we had Bjorn that he started sleeping really well in his own room. And Bjorn always slept really well in his own room, but I think that's because he had his big brother. And now we're dealing with that with Freya again. Freya does sleep in her own room, but she probably comes in our room about 5 times a night between going to bed and about 4 a.m. Like, she comes in our room very often still. So I think it'll be the same situation with her, where she's going to be a lot happier once Athena is in there with her and she's got a friend to play with. So I've never had an issue with sharing. And it's funny because Bobby and I both grew up in a big family, and I think that's part of it also. Like, I am one of 5 kids and Bobby's one of 5 kids. So both of us grew up sharing a room. He shared a room with his little brother. I shared a room with my little sister. So it was always very normal for us. So yeah, our plan is with this room, once we get to that point, I really want to get a pull-out sofa. I do not want to make this a dedicated like guest bedroom with a full-on bed or anything like that, because honestly, we just don't have people coming down to visit us enough for that to make sense. However, it will make sense as a room where I can go in and work, and it'll be nice and quiet in here. Or if Bobby wants to, Bobby or the boys want to play video games. Right now, our Xbox and everything is in the family room, and I usually don't mind the kids playing out there, except that there are certain games, because of my seizure disorder, it makes it that like I then can't be in the family room because watching the games makes me sick. So that is kind of the plan on this room in the future. That's also why I'm not worried about overly decorating this room for a nursery, because I know she won't be staying in here for too of long term. But once I was done in her room, it felt so nice to have it all put together and clean. I was moving out into our sunroom / dog room, and I wanted to give this a really good cleaning. One of those things was washing the curtains. I'm actually trying to slowly go through the entire house and get all the curtains washed. I try to do this about once every 6 months or so, wash the curtains. So throughout the next couple of weeks, as I go room from room, I'm just trying to do the curtains one room at a time. It's funny because washing them isn't that hard, but the like up and down the ladder to get them down and then put them back up is just kind of a pain. And like I was saying before, it's good not to overwhelm yourself. So doing one room of curtains now and then in a couple days another room of curtains is less overwhelming than being like, I have to wash all the curtains in every single room of this house. Like, to me, that will overwhelm me, and then I won't even want to do anything else. Bobby was working outside, taking down Christmas. We are almost done with taking down Christmas. Oh, inside the house is done. Outside of the house has been a struggle. So actually, he started taking them down, 2 or 3 days after Christmas, he started. And then we kept getting rain, which made it where it was very difficult for him to take it down. Plus, on top of that, because we do have a lot of the inflatables, we like to have them completely dry before obviously putting them in their boxes. And that rain really just like made it take a lot longer. Plus, if you know how we decorate outside, I know I don't show it really on this channel too much. I have in the past. So if you haven't seen it, as insane as I go inside, Bobby goes about 10 times worse on the outside. So taking it down is definitely not a one-day project. It normally takes him a couple weeks to get it fully down. Currently, though, everything is down except for the lights on the house. That is his last thing to do, which is honestly the easy part. It's a lot easier than everything else.
Alright. Oh, hey, I'm looking for a couch to crash on. Tonight shouldn't be the night I go home with anyone. I've been out walking on a rougher patch now, but I must say, living on the edge of things has been kind of fun. Look, there's a bruise right here, one or a few on there. Man, did you see me though? 'Cause the short foot on.
So going back to me thinking in the car and just like, I kind of wish some of my thoughts didn't happen in the car because I would have written down what was going through my head. Tell me if you are like me where you will literally have full conversations with yourself in your head and like plan out things. I am that type of person. I am like, I don't know. I know it's kind of weird, but I will literally like be driving in the car and have a full conversation with myself in my brain. I know I'm not the only one that does this, but I do know not everyone has it, like internal dialogue that happens. I definitely do. But one thing I was thinking of, like staying motivated to get stuff done and staying motivated really to declutter, is thinking about why. The why is my biggest thing. You guys know I don't love to clean, but I love a clean house. And the reason I stay motivated to keep the house clean is my whys. And when it comes to decluttering, my biggest why is I don't like to clean. It is so much easier and faster to clean a house when there is less stuff in the house. So I don't call myself a minimalist, but I'm definitely not a maximalist. Who was it? Someone said middleist, and I'm like, that is like perfect. Like, I'm not minimal. I'm like right there in the middle. I don't like too much stuff, but if it's like way too empty, I don't like that either. Like, I want my home to feel cozy and warm and everything, but I don't want to be like stressed out by the amount of clutter. So having less stuff makes it easier to clean, which in the long run makes it where I have more time to spend with my kids and my family and everything like that. Another thing to really keep in mind is where you are at life. Like, literally just 6 months to a year ago, keeping my house clean was so much easier. So much easier. Where now I feel like I'm constantly trying to stay on top of it. And I don't like to stress myself out too much about it. So just doing a little bit here and a little bit there is how I do it. I know right now, my stage in life, Freya is at that age. 4 is like that age where your house turns into a tornado. The boys are older, being 12 and 9, like they don't have a lot of clutter stuff. Like, they like video games. Bjorn's really into art and stuff like that. But the little toys, they're not into anymore. So they don't have a bunch of stuffies around the house or Legos around the house and stuff like that. However, Freya is in that phase of she wants all the toys. So she wants the kinetic sand and the Legos and the stuffies and everything. She's very, very into My Little Pony right now. It is like her favorite show. And it's funny because if you turn on Netflix and do My Little Pony, there's a couple different ones. And there's like the older version, the more original one, and then a newer one that's like, seems really cool, really updated, better graphics and everything. And she doesn't like the newer one. She likes the older ones. And she will tell you if you click on the wrong one, she's like, no, not that one. But so with that, the house is more cluttered. And then you add on having a baby right now, and I just have less time in a day to work on the house. So having less clutter makes it where I can keep up with the house even with my very busy schedule. So if you're ever trying to be like, why should I declutter, or I'm not motivated to declutter, really think about your why, because your why is most likely not going to be my why, but that is what's going to motivate you. Do you hate cleaning? Trust me, you declutter is going to make cleaning so much easier. Do you want more time with your family? Decluttering will do that. It'll make it where you will have more time to spend with family because you're spending less time on your things in your house. Maybe you've been going through a hard time, so you deal with anxiety, depression, or you have some physical ailments. Those are all good reasons to declutter, because even though it might be hard now, in the long run, it's going to help you out so much more, so much more. I know for me, too much clutter like has my brain frazzled, and being able to get the house clean in 10 minutes of clutter, it may not be like clean of vacuuming, dusting, and all of that, but I know if, say it's a Sunday dinner, we do family dinner every Sunday with my aunt and uncle and my parents, and we change houses of who we're doing it with. So every third Sunday, it's at our house. And I know it only takes me about, well, I guess it depends on my meal, but 10 to 15 minutes to get the house back in order after people leave. So even with all the dishes and everything like that, I can get my house back in order within 10 to 15 minutes. And even like Christmas Day, I asked the kids to give me 10 minutes because I am someone, once again, where the clutter and mess will drive me absolutely bonkers. And they could give me 10 minutes and we were able to get the house just back in order. That way everyone could hang out and have a good time. And honestly, I know some people are like, oh, just let the kids play, but I feel like everyone's allowed to enjoy Christmas. So if you enjoying Christmas or birthdays or holidays only happens in a tidy space, that is a great motivation to declutter. Like, everyone can find a spare 10 minutes in their day to get stuff done, but you have to get to your house to the point of where it does only take 10 minutes. But that's also why I talk about just doing a little bit every single day is so much better than stressing yourself out with a huge to-do list. The little tasks that I think we dread the most, so laundry, dishes, keeping up with wiping down counters and keeping your flat surfaces clutter-free, I know we dread those the most because they're the ones you do every single day. So it feels like, okay, I'm going to clean this just to have it be a mess again. But those little tasks make the big tasks a lot more manageable, in my opinion, at least.
Feels like the first time. Feels like I've never been in love before. You got me falling. Oh, so deep. Oh, so deep. You're not a bad boy. And that's the problem, 'cause I'm going broke. Spent all my money.
So this cabinet right here always gets the worst. That dark spot is because this is where Bailey's bowl is when he eats. And he is a messy monster when it comes to eating. So it's like a mix of food and slobber on this drawer, which is exactly why we like to have a animal room. That way the dog bowls and dog food is confined to one area. However, I'm curious if your animals are like mine. So Bailey eats in the dog room. Like, he goes in there, he eats, and he's good. And both the dogs, neither of them we really like worry about how they eat. So I know when we had Drake, the dogs ate 2 times a day because Drake would just eat and eat and eat and eat till he was sick. Bailey and Minnie, on the other hand, though, they'll go and eat what they want, and when they're done, they stop. And then they may go back a couple hours later and eat a little bit more. But Minnie, she is so funny with her food. She will literally take one single piece of food, bring it inside the house, play with it for like 15 minutes, and then eat that one piece of food, and then go back out and get one piece of food and play with it. Like, she'll literally have it in her mouth, and she'll like fling her head up and have it fly across the room, and then she'll pounce on it like she's hunting whatever she's eating. It's the cutest thing in the world. But I also just like laugh about it. I'm like, girl, why aren't just go out there and eat? But no, it's one piece at a time. Even if she does like just eat the food, she will not eat it in the dog room. She takes one piece and she brings it inside and eats it on the couch or under the table or anything like that. Oh, here. So you saw me put the cover back on the dirty water tank. I started doing that recently because one thing with carpet shampooers is I hate that they put the solution down and then suck it all back up right away. So there's like no time for that solution to actually sit there and do its thing. Well, I have learned, at least with this Bissell, if that cap is open, it doesn't have the suction power to suck up the moisture out of the rug. So I'm able to go through it and put the solution down, let the scrubber do its scrubby thing, and then go back slowly and suck it up. It is a game changer when it comes to cleaning my rugs. It works so well. You're going to see here in a little bit when I dump this water, it is absolutely filthy. But yeah, that is awesome. I know I have tried where you have like one of those little sprayers. You can get them in like the garden section and spray it and let it sit and everything. But I always want to use like the scrubber that's on the carpet shampooer. Like, that's one of the great things about it, is it has that brush to really work it in, get out any areas. There is this one area on the rug that was just being a pain. I tried going over it multiple times. I'm actually going to have to like go and probably get my Folex and scrub it with my hands to get it off, because the carpet shampooer was not listening. But when you see this dirty water dump, it is so gross on this little rug. But mind you, this is the rug that the dogs will lay on like all day. They love laying on this rug, looking outside. And people come in and out of the pool area, in and out of the backyard. So it definitely gets the most wear and tear. But yeah, this water was just filthy. I also often get questions about that rug that's out there, because we have that one out there because it's got that rubber mat on the back of it. That way, if people are coming inside from the pool soaking wet, it's not soaking through to the bottom of the rug. You have that rubber to really protect it. I love that. I just found it at, can't remember what hardware store, but pretty much all the hardware stores. Pretty sure this one was from Lowe's, but you can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, any of those places. And yeah, it works really well for if you have doors that go to the outside and you're worried about any of the muck getting inside. It makes a really big difference. I also like it here, once again, with Bailey eating right over here. It's not as big of a deal of his slobber. So for being a St. Bernard, I know all of us think about the Beethoven movie and the just monstery mess that Beethoven was. Bailey is not that way. He will drool if he's like really hot. But if you guys know anything about St. Bernards, like, they're not super active dogs. They're very like docile. They sleep a lot. If we go for a walk, it has to be a very short walk because he gets tired out very quickly. And he spends some time outside, but not a crazy amount of time outside. The boy just wants to be inside on his couch sleeping. So he doesn't do a lot of slobbering. So if he's hot or if he's eating or drinking, those are the 2 times that he is super slobbery. Otherwise, we don't deal with like the crazy, if you've seen Beethoven slobber that I think we all think about.
Did you pack the flashlight, the blanket, and the mat? It's a real adventure, the trail you're looking at. I'm glad you came for a while, I thought you might be bailing. Is that the same yellow shirt you used to wear?
Tonight we are making super easy but delicious chicken and stuffing casserole. I already cubed up some chicken thighs. You can also use chicken breast or rotisserie chicken, pretty much whatever you have on hand. But I am going to add 2 cans of cream of chicken to the chicken here. This is great because it's actually gotten to be really nasty outside. It wasn't bad this morning, but now it is rainy and windy and just kind of ick. I'm also gonna add in, if it comes out, a bag of onion soup mix. Now earlier I prepped some stuffing already. So I literally just took a stick of butter with a cup of water, melted the butter in the water, and then mixed the stuffing together. So that I've already prepped. I shredded up a block of sharp cheddar. You can also use Colby Jack or anything like that. And then in the microwave, I have some broccoli cooking. You can put it in frozen. However, I don't like how chunky the broccoli is. So I cook it first, that way I can chop it up before adding it to this. I can't remember if I said, already forgot, but I did preheat the oven to 350. That way it can start warming up as I throw everything together. And like I said, I don't like the big chunks of broccoli, so now that it's cooked, I just go in with my kitchen shears and give it a rough chop. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just hate those super massive broccoli florets that often come in this, especially when I'm trying to do it in some sort of like casserole bake type recipe. There we go, 1 bag, 2 bags. I give this a really good mix, get everything nice and coated. And now we're going to layer it. So I have a 9x13 and I'm going to put in this first. You're then gonna take your cheese. I don't know if this is gonna take the whole block or not. I probably will just use it all because it's shredded. I also have a little bit of Colby Jack from the other night when we made tacos in here. So, a little bit of both. I've been shredding all my cheese lately by hand just because it does melt so much better. And ever since I got that one shredder thing, it's cheaper to buy the blocks, and this makes it so easy that it just makes sense. Now that that's on, now I'm going to take our stuffing mix and put that on as well. Just evenly distribute it throughout. Making something semi-homemade is much easier than spending hours on dinner. This takes me about 15 minutes to throw together, and then I'll just cook it at 350 for probably about 45 minutes, wrapped in aluminum, and then another 15 minutes unwrapped. But the unwrapped is where we'll kind of play it by ear. You also want to make sure the chicken at the bottom is cooked. Unless you're using rotisserie chicken or something, then obviously it'd be already cooked. But I just want to make sure that stuffing's about as even as possible.
One step forward and another back. I would never try to
Set a
fool
1 hour timer.
I'm one heartbeat away from going mad.
1 hour. You are starting now.
Like that. Closer, closer, I'ma get closer to you. Yeah, got me, baby, got me hooked on you once again.
This dinner always turns out so good. So good. I do not add a lot of seasonings when I'm doing this dinner. I know if you guys have seen my recipes before, I'm always adding a lot of like garlic and stuff like that. But I personally believe that these box stuffing mixes have too much seasoning. They're always like super, I shouldn't say seasoning, sodium. It's very salty. So I like using it on dishes like this where if I don't season the other stuff too much, it's a good amount of flavoring, but I don't like to overdo it. But this is always such a good meal, and it's great if you have leftovers and if your family's like mine and they're not huge leftover eaters, because you can make a lot of your leftovers and put it into this and it's something new. My family is definitely the type where, like, if I'm making cheesesteaks, I know I can take the leftover meat from cheesesteaks and then do like beef and broccoli one night. I always like to plan out my meals that way because I know if there's a lot of leftovers, those are one thing that I don't mind eating. Bobby doesn't mind eating. The kids, they just don't enjoy it. So I try to change it up. However, so I put that all together, but actually while dinner was still cooking, I got the curtains out and put those back up. Don't mind the wrinkles in the curtains. I pull them out of the dryer before they're all the way dry and let them hang. I have the hiccups. Sorry. I let them hang. One, they smell amazing if they're still a little damp. All right, I had to take a quick break there because I kept hiccuping. And I'm like, okay, 1 or 2 hiccups is one thing. You guys know I don't script any of my voiceovers. I like just hanging out with you guys and chit-chatting. But you don't need to hear me hiccup a bajillion times. But yes, I like letting those hang slightly damp. One, all the wrinkles fall out if you do it that way because it is slightly damp, so the weight of the curtains, they end up hanging a lot better. But it also makes the room smell absolutely amazing. I actually got that tip from one of you guys on here. You guys are always leaving me such great tips. I have learned so much over the years just from you guys saying, hey, try this, have you done this, and all types of stuff like that. And that is one of the things someone said is they never fully dry their curtains. They let them air dry in whatever room they're in, hanging up. That way they are wrinkle free and they just make the room smell so much fresher and cleaner. I also always like to try and clean as I am cooking. So here I'm just quickly cleaning out the bowl that I did the mixture of the chicken and everything in, and then obviously cleaning out my pump parts. This is one reason like I wish I wasn't pumping, is cleaning all the parts. I do this multiple times a day, every single day, and it is so tedious, but I know it is also very, very important to make sure all of these stay really, really clean. So I'm quickly cleaning those. I clean them after every single pump session. So after I'm done, I know I have to rinse them and clean them so that they are ready for the next use.
You better get it going tonight. Don't wanna miss it like I did every time. I'm straight to the bucket list. You need to get all the things done. There's no time for sleep.
So in one of the last videos, I can't remember if it was the last one or the one before that, I asked you guys' opinion on painting the trim in my house a darker color, and I've been thinking about it, and it was definitely very split. So I think I have decided, because the doors need to be painted, that is not an option. I think I'm going to paint the doors and the trim around the doors that darker beigey color that I was telling you guys about, and live with that for a little while. I love the look of a door that just pops a little bit other than just being white. And then I figure if I still feel like I want to do the rest of the trim in the house, I will. The thing is, I know I need to repaint the trim. You guys, if you remember, I started painting the trim in the house when I was pregnant with Athena, and then ended up having Athena and didn't get any further than just doing the small hallway by the kids' bedrooms. So there's still a lot of trim in the house that just needs to be touched up. And it's one of those things that it's just normal. Once a year, once every 2 years, going around and giving the trim a fresh paint is just necessary, especially when you have kids. Like, there's constantly going to be things getting knocked into them and whatnot. So it's just time that it needs a good freshening. But I definitely think I'm going to start with the doors and the trim around the doors. Actually, let me know. Do you think if you paint a door a different color, you have to do the trim around the doors? I've seen it both ways, and I like both ways. I think I'm leaning towards I want to paint the trim because it makes the door look bigger. But what's your thought? If you haven't seen it before, look it up on Pinterest. There's definitely a lot of examples of it painted with or without. And I think I'm leaning towards with. But I always love your guys' opinions, because sometimes it's just nice to have a different perspective, especially when it comes to your own house. It can be very hard sometimes when you're working in your own house to see maybe something that you're not thinking of. So you guys get to see my house on a regular basis because I'm posting here twice a week. So sometimes getting your guys' opinions really help, or your guys' ideas, because you guys think of stuff that I just don't even think about sometimes. But moving into the family room, you can see it is dark outside, so I'm just doing a quick tidy up. Nothing too crazy in here, just cleaning up the pillows, straightening up the blankets and everything. And on this night, it actually wasn't too bad, except that I almost fell over Bailey. That was totally my fault. I tripped right over his foot. He also likes to lay in like the most inconvenient areas. It's hilarious because he likes laying in small areas. Now, that obviously isn't a small area. He lays by that chair because that's the chair that Bobby sits in all the time, and he loves sitting by Bobby. But he is also the type that he will lay in the middle of the hallway, going into the bedrooms or going into our bedroom. And I'm always like, okay, you are like 180 pounds. You take up the entire hallway. You have to move. And he'll give you his big like huff and then get up and move. Like, how dare you disturb my sleep?
Things got so complicated, not like it was before. At the edge, and we should break it. You keep on coming back for more. I've been waiting here before. It is not the first time, thinking that you'll come around. I've been waiting here before. It is not the first time, thinking that you'll change this time. No, I don't need a heartbreak. I don't need to save you, 'cause I gotta be you. 'Cause I gotta be you. No, I don't need a
Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thanks for listening to me rant. I know a lot of you guys said last week, because I always apologize about my rants, because sometimes I just get to talking and don't know how to shut up. And saying how you actually enjoy the chit chats and hanging out. So that made me feel a lot better, because sometimes I'm very self-conscious about talking way too much. So thank you for sticking around and listening to my just rant of the day. But if you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe. Also, make sure you like and comment. That always is a huge help to my channel. So whenever you're wondering how you can support my channel, liking, commenting, and especially sharing these videos are a huge help. But until next time, bye.
I can find the pieces from our past.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, welcome if you are new. If you can't tell, I am feeling better today. I'm still not 100%, but definitely feeling better. So today we are doing some cleaning, decorating, organizing, a little bit of it all. I wanted to start the day though by doing a quick tidy up. So the house has been fairly empty since the holidays because I haven't gotten out all my day-to-day decor. So I am slowly going through the house and putting it back together. And today I wanted to work in the family room and the front hallway because we got some gorgeous photos at the beach of the family. And I knew I wanted to put those up. So you're going to get to see that today along with so much more. Also because I know, I know you guys love me and you're going to come after me in the comments about slowing down and not doing too much while I'm sick. But I always film these videos 1 week in advance. So basically whatever I film this week, I post next week. So I promise you I was not doing this while sick. I did this last week while I was still healthy. This is the first day that I honestly started feeling well. I'm doing this voiceover literally Thursday. You guys are seeing this tomorrow. And all I did today, I will say I did clean a little bit today because my room was a complete disaster. Literally, my nightstand was a wreck. I knew I needed to clean my bedding because I have been in bed and just laying there sick for 3 whole days. And yeah, it has been bad, but I am feeling so much better. Hopefully, this is the end of it, but I'm still taking it easy. I told Bobby, I'm like, I want to get our bedroom and bathroom clean today, but I'm literally going to take all day to do it because if I start feeling tired or just down or anything, I'm going to take a break. You guys always hear me say progress over perfection, and that especially comes to your health. If you are not healthy and you're like, oh, but my house is a wreck, let it be. Your health, if it's physical or mental, is so much more important. And today with me feeling better, cleaning was all about my mental health. I needed to get my room back in order so that I felt better again, just sleeping in my bed tonight.
This is how, yeah, this is how. This is how we talk when your walls are falling.
Now, I do think one thing that really gets led on social media often is the difference between a messy house and a dirty house and cleaning versus tidying up. I know I've mentioned it in my videos, but I often watch videos where people will say how messy their house is and it's downright filthy, or how dirty their house is, but it's really just normal day-to-day mess if they have kids or whatever. And what I'm doing right now is literally just tidying. Now, I may wipe down a surface here or there, but big thing is visual clutter. For me, to get motivated, getting rid of the visual clutter makes a huge difference. So if I know I have a project that I want to get done this day, I will do this took me maybe 10 minutes just to go around the house and make sure the dishwasher to me counts as tidying up, because if the dishwasher is full, all the dishes will catch up on the counters. However, on this day, I did want to give it a thorough cleaning. So I emptied the dishwasher. You can see I'm cleaning the filter. If you've never cleaned your dishwasher filter, definitely do that, especially if you think your dishwasher stinks. It can hold a lot of odor, and it's crazy how much stuff gets stuck in there, especially if you are a mom and you tell your kids a bajillion, gazillion times to rinse their dishes before putting in the dishwasher, and they still don't. So you get giant chunks of whatever you made the night before. Definitely something you want to do is clean that filter, but then I'm just going to sprinkle it with some baking soda. And then I kept that mug on the top rack. You'll see it there in a second, because I fill that with vinegar and then I let it run on the hottest setting possible. So for me, that is the pots and pans setting. That is what's going to run it the hottest, the longest, and get it as clean as possible. The only thing about this that I've learned is you still have to go in here every once in a while and do a really good cleaning by hand. Not so much on the inside, but the gaskets around it seem to not get cleaned when I do stuff like this. I was really hoping I could get this handle off. I do think there is a way to do it. I struggled with this for a good bit. It never came off, so I just put it in. I like to tip it upside down, though. That way that gets really clean, and any gunk that's stuck at the bottom will fall out of it. So I always tip that upside down when I do a cleaning of the dishwasher. And then to make sure the visual clutter is gone, I'm just going to wash all of these dishes by hand. Oh, also, you guys know me. I never use rubber gloves because I feel like I can't clean as well when I wear rubber gloves. And you guys yell at me on a regular basis about not wearing rubber gloves with chemicals. But hey, to each their own. Lately, though, I started freezing Athena's breast milk in ice cube trays. They fit a lot better in my mom's freeze dryer. But my hands get so cold breaking them out of those molds that I have started using rubber gloves when I do it, because otherwise my fingertips like go numb. So yeah, that's what the rubber gloves are for, not for washing dishes. It's for helping me with my breast milk.
I've been trying to bend the rules since I barely was walking. I've been trying harder all my life, cause I need to be perfect. If I could just be a little better, maybe you could be my salvation out of here.
Now, when it comes to washing dishes, I never fill my sink. I don't like the idea of filling the sink and then all the dirty dishes sitting in the dirty water. So I personally do it like this. I know it's very controversial, but I always like to say that because I don't know, you guys may be new here, which reminds me, I have not introduced myself in a while, and I do know there is a good amount of new people here. So if you are new, hi, I love seeing all your new faces in the comments. I promise I read every single comment. It's just I sometimes have a hard time responding to every single comment just because the comments get crazy. I love your guys' comments, though. They always are a great way to support my channel. If you're ever wondering, like, what can I do to help out your channel? Share this video and comment. Those things make the biggest difference in the world, and I really appreciate you guys that do that. But, so my name is Cambria. Let's do the introduction now. I'm a mom of 4. My oldest is Xander, who is 12, who, by the way, has just started going through his voice change, which I think is the cutest thing ever. That's got to be a mom thing. Like, the little squeaks every once in a while and his voice getting deeper, like, it saddens me because it's like, oh my goodness, my little boy is growing up. Like, the child that made me mama is becoming a teenager soon, and it makes me sad, but it also, like, it literally melts my heart how cute it is. I swear, I don't know when things stop being cute. I don't know if they ever stop being cute. Like, my kids could be 30 and do something, and I'm probably gonna be like, oh, it's so cute. But so Xander's my oldest. I then have Bjorn, who is 9, and then Freya, who is 4, and baby Athena, who just turned 4 months old, which is insane. I feel like I just had her. When they tell you time flies, if you're a new mom, believe them, time flies, especially if it is your last baby. I swear with her, it's been going so fast. And I think it's because we know we're done with her, like 4 and done. And I just, every day, every month goes by, I'm like, how is she 4 months old already? Like, absolutely insane. In the family room, most of this stuff is Freya's. We do have the little chair for Athena. She actually is getting to where she doesn't like this chair as much, but her bouncer, she loves her bouncer. This little girl hates laying down. Like, I have to figure out how to show you guys one day. When I lay her like in my arm to feed her, little girl starts doing crunches. Like she's like, don't lay me down. I want to be sitting this whole time. And she does it all the time. This little kinetic sand thing though, I got this tub, which has made it so much better. I don't expect this to be a mess-free situation when it comes to kinetic sand, but Freya loves it so much that I was trying to find a way to keep it cleaner than it was. This has definitely made it easier because she's got more room to play within the container. So if you have kids that love kinetic sand, highly recommend getting a good container for it because it really does make a huge, huge difference. All right, more about myself. What else? So, I have 4 kids. Their ages and everything. So I've been married to my husband. In July, it'll be 15 years, which blows my mind. How has it been almost 15 years that we have been married? We lived in Wisconsin most of our life. We were both born and raised in Wisconsin, and just 3 years ago moved to Florida. My husband retired from the military. We had wanted to live in Florida pretty much our entire marriage. And once he retired, we're like, okay, let's do this. Let's do it now. The kids are still young, so they'll be able to get established and everything. And we love it here. Absolutely love it. We are planning, hopefully, maybe in the future, to get land so we can have a family compound / homestead situation. We love animals. We have 2 dogs. Bailey is my big teddy bear. He's a Saint Bernard. And then we have Minnie, who is a mutt. So she's like a Chihuahua mixed with a bajillion other different dog breeds, but she's the sweetest thing in the world and follows me around like my little shadow and will literally sleep on my shoulder at night, pretty much every night. She sleeps in the bed with us. And then we have about 17 ducks. We love animals, which is why we would love to get land, homestead, be able to raise our own animals for 1, just because we love animals, and 2, for sustainability of food sustainability, life sustainability, everything like that. Okay, I think I've caught you up on who I am. Leave me a comment down below with your name and anything you enjoy doing. Let me know a little bit about you guys. Like I said, I read the comments and I love getting to know each and every one of you.
Alright. Hey, I'm looking for a couch to crash on. Tonight shouldn't be the night I go home with anyone. I've been out walking on a rougher patch now.
So you guys know how much I loved these beach photos we got of the kids last year. So we did not go to the exact same beach. It was actually closed, the entrance to that park, when we went out to take photos. But we went to the next beach down and it was still perfect. It had the rocks and everything. And the pictures turned out so good this year. And there was even a very nice couple there that offered to take the photo of the whole family, which last year I had to set it up on a tripod and it's just a little bit more difficult. So that was really, really nice. It's not a perfect family photo, but any of you that have a family of 6 realize getting a perfect family photo when you have 4 kids is never going to happen. Maybe when they're all older. but not now. But I love, love, love the way these photos turned out, which made me decide I wanted to do 6 photos on this wall instead of the 4 we had on the wall. Because before we just had, well, it was before Athena was born. So we just had the 3 of each kid and then 1 of all the kids together. So this time we were able to get 1 individual of all the kids, plus 1 with just the kids, and then 1 of the family photos. And I love the way it turns out. I haven't decorated this entry table since Christmas yet because Bobby is still, he's going to sand it down and finish it like he did the end tables for me. I love so much how those end tables turned out that I asked him to do it to our entryway table as well. He made this entryway table when we first moved in, and I love it. But the way he finished those tables, I love so much more. So he's going to do that, and I am super excited about that. But it makes it that I don't really want to decorate this table until he gets that work done. He's been crazy busy. Well, this week he's been crazy busy just taking care of the house, which, by the way, my family is absolutely amazing. So appreciative of them. They have done really well at just making sure the house has stayed tidy. I'm not going to say clean because it's just not the same mommy clean compared to everyone else clean, but the house has stayed tidy. They've all been fed dinner and no one died in the 3 days that I have been bedridden. So a win's a win in that situation. But look at these photos. Aren't they amazing? Also, no, Athena is not completely sitting by herself. That photo was, all right, you grab the camera. You have about 3 seconds till she falls over. We're working on sitting with her, but it's usually just like max 5 seconds before she's falling over, which is why you see me in the background just ready to catch her. But I think it turned out so cute. And then Freya in her little sundress, and the boys, which, oh, the boys are looking so grown up. Xander on a regular basis likes to see if he's taller than me yet, which is going to happen very soon because 1, I'm not that tall, and 2, he is at a phase where he is growing like a little weed. But one of the reasons I wait to put up my like day-to-day decorations after the holidays is I like to give the house a really good deep cleaning. So these shelves and everything, to take them all apart and then dust them and all the knickknacks and everything like that, can be really tedious. It gets done, but it does not get done on a regular basis. So every time I decorate, before I put decorations up, I will go in. You see, I'm just vacuuming up all the dust and glitter because Christmas glitter, it kind of goes together. And then I actually take a mop and I literally mop my entire fireplace to get everything all cleaned up before putting it all back together.
Feels like the first time. Feels like I've never been in love before. You got me falling. Oh, so deep. Oh, so deep. You're not a bad boy. And that's the problem, 'cause
So who do you love watching besides me on YouTube to get yourself motivated to clean? One thing I love when I turn on YouTube to clean is I just let it play through because I have my favorites. I do. I love watching Jessie at Home. I love watching Kim from the Wads. Lynn White is one of my favorites. Like, I have my favorites that I will type in when I'm first looking. There's a couple decorators that I'll turn on sometimes, things like that. But then I really enjoy just letting YouTube pick the selection after that, because usually for me, I watch a little bit of it. Once I'm motivated, I get up and get moving. So I just like the background. Now, you guys know me, I'm super chatty. It's just the way I am on here. But part of that is because that's what I love. Like, when I'm cleaning, I want some music because I feel like the music gets you up, gets you going, makes you feel good, lets off those like serotonin vibes and everything. But I also want to feel like I'm hanging out with a friend, because let's be realistic, as moms and wives, sometimes getting out to hang out with friends can be very difficult. So YouTube to me is like an outlet where every time I'm doing these voiceovers, and I realize I do these voiceovers and then post the video either a couple hours later or the next day, but I feel like I'm chatting with you guys, not that I'm just like talking to myself. And I love that because it makes me feel like I'm hanging out with friends. And then I go in the comments and you guys are responding to questions and we'll chit chat over there and all of that. So I love YouTubers that chat in their videos because I get that same feeling. Even though we're not chatting back and forth, just having that like voice in the background of someone that can relate to the day-to-day life struggles that comes with being a mom, the mental load, the physical load, like things that you're not always going to talk to your husband about or your kids about, but these other mamas here on YouTube, they get it. Like they're bringing up the struggles of sleepless nights or not knowing what to make for dinner, just like the basic things, school runs to and from school, just the basic day-to-day mundane, but can get very like lonely and overwhelming. So I love chatty YouTubers. So if you guys have favorites, let me know in the comments below. I'm always looking for new YouTubers. And unfortunately, I don't watch YouTube like as often as I used to before I was on YouTube, purely because I don't have the time. I work a lot. I'm always busy with either filming or editing or answering emails or doing paperwork. There's always something to get done, and I just don't consume as much YouTube as I used to. But I'm always looking for, okay, who is out there that would resonate with me. And now I don't always follow people that I like feel like we match, as sometimes it's people that like just motivate me, like, oh my goodness, I want to be her when I grow up type people. So I would love your guys' recommendations. Oh, this fireplace. I tell Bobby all the time, I laugh when we put in this fireplace. So many people were like, what are you doing? You're moving to Florida. Why are you putting in a fireplace? This is my favorite feature. Like the fireplace in our bedroom and the fireplace out here, I love. Now, we don't like ever use the heat on it. But just having that like glow and feel of a fireplace, I love it. But at least once a year, I have to take this front piece off. It's a two-man job because there's like a little screw on the side and then there's a little wire you have to undo. It's not hard. It just takes two people. But dust and dog hair always gets up in there and it will end up just like looking foggy and stuff. So once or twice a year, we take it apart. This is the time of year that I'll usually do it. Give it a really good dusting, give it a really good wipe down, and it's like brand new. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite things we did when we renovated this house. You guys know, if you've been here since the beginning, when I did my very first walkthrough, I said, this wall, I see built-ins on both sides, a beautiful fireplace, and definitely one of those things after we've done this, I told Bobby, I'm like, every house we ever live in is going to have a fireplace because this is my favorite thing. Our very first house had a fireplace. Our very first house was, how old was it? I don't remember how old. It was an older home. Only a 2-bedroom little ranch in Caledonia, Wisconsin. Loved that house. We only actually ended up moving out of that house because Bobby's job transferred from Milwaukee to Madison. And the drive to Milwaukee was a little bit of a commute for him already, but when they switched from a Milwaukee office to a Madison office, we're like, all right, we can't do this anymore, especially since he had to be to work fairly early in the morning. So that's when we moved to Watertown, because at that time I was still working in Milwaukee, and Watertown's like that perfect in between if you have people that work in Milwaukee or you have people that work in Madison. And that house, I wish we would have put a fireplace in it. We thought about it, but we were still very new to a lot of renovations and stuff and very timid. But after doing this house, I'm like, okay, we can do it. Like, let's buy a fixer-upper again and do this all over again. Which is funny because whenever we do a project, it's always like mumbling and grumbling. Bobby's got his sailor mouth on him and everything. But like when it's done, we're like, oh, I love this. But I feel like that's real life of anyone. Like, I know it probably gets edited out of like everyone's videos, the real life moments sometimes, but we all know they're there. Come on. You can't do projects like this and not have a couple bombs that drop during the progress of it.
Did you pack the flashlight, the blanket, and the mat? It's a real adventure, the trail you're looking at. I'm glad you came. For a while I thought you might be bailing. Is that the same yellow shirt you used to wear? But 1,000 years seem like almost no time now. This guitar right here, do you still remember how I played for you? I was scrappy, but you sang along, and I thought you knew I could die to keep you near. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left get in trouble again. That stuff got nothing on you. That one's brand new. Still, it's got nothing on you tonight. I don't need to go over old and useless words. What you said, what I said, that might have made it worse. We're here again at the same spot where we kissed the first time. I swear my pain's far away, long gone by now. We've got a...
All right, now time for my favorite part, the decorating. Now, I decorate, I think, a little bit different than a lot of people. I like my house to be pretty. Like, that is one thing that motivates me to keep it clean, is how it looks. But I also really like the sentimental pieces. So these bookcases are a mixture of like my pretty decor mixed in with military stuff. Now, not just Bobby's military stuff. If you didn't know, my dad was also in the Navy. So these different statues that we have are actually from him. I believe he got them in Italy during one of his deployments. And mix of stuff from Bobby's grandfather as well. So I like to put this stuff up with my pretty stuff and just kind of mix it all together. I feel like it also makes it way more personal when you do it like this, making it all just like pretty vases and pictures and stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I love it. When I see it done, it's absolutely gorgeous, but I like nostalgia. Just like when I decorate for Christmas, you guys know some of my favorite decorations are hand-me-down decorations, but same in my house. I like having nostalgia pieces that have meaning to them mixed in with some of my pretty pieces and just trying to figure out how to make it all play nice and friendly together.
One step forward and another back. I would never try to fool ya. I'm one heartbeat away from going mad. Girl, when you're looking like that, close up.
This diffuser is one of my favorite new diffusers. It's a salt lamp diffuser. You can find it on Amazon. I put it on my Amazon Christmas list this year, and it's one of the things that I actually ended up getting duplicates for. My Secret Santa got it for me, and then my mother-in-law got one for me, but I'm not mad about a duplicate like that. I love, love, love this lamp. Here you can see I'm just kind of playing with it. This is real life when you're decorating. Sometimes you don't always get it right. You're just like moving stuff, changing stuff around. But one of the things I wanted to add this time around with decorating was more light to the shelves. We have obviously the lights at the very top. And I tried those like rechargeable lights, but they never stayed charged long enough. So I actually need to take that one down. It's still up there. So I've been adding like lamps and candles and stuff to help with how it just like evenly distributes light over here. And I love adding the light this time around. just having that diffuser going. You're going to see on the other side, I use my small lamp. And then, like I said, adding candles, just that little bit of extra glow, especially at night. We are not the family that will have like all our lights on once it gets dark. We'll just have like a couple. And usually it's just like the fireplace, and these lights that are by these built-ins are dimmable. So we'll like dim them down and keep it nice and moody. But then having a lamp on or a candle lit or something and just having that little bit of glow on each shelf, I think turns out absolutely gorgeous. So really love that. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So my kids had their FAST test today. If you don't know what that is, it's their state test. I think today was reading, and then next week they have their mathematic test. And I'm very proud of both of them. You get rated from 1 to 5, I believe. Xander got 100% on his, so he got a 5, and then Bjorn got a 4. So both of them are doing really, really well, which I am always super ecstatic about. I always tell the kids, like, I don't really care. Like, I care about grades, obviously. If they come home with an F, I'm going to be like, okay, what's going on? But I always tell them, like, my biggest thing is, did you try your hardest? And I always ask them, like, okay, so you got a 4. Where could you have improved so that you could have made it a 5? And do it that way. I feel like that's always just a better way. I never want the kids to, like, feel bad about where they are, especially since every kid's going to be different. Like Xander, you guys always hear me say, Xander's like a mini genius. The kid has been coding for years now on the computer. And I don't know, he's a very, very smart kid. And I never want Bjorn to compare himself to Xander, especially since even Bjorn is above average in his classes. So he does really good. He's really smart. His brain just doesn't work the same as Xander's. And I always talk to him about that also, because like Xander is very like analytical and Bjorn is more artsy. He loves to cook, he loves to draw, he loves to paint, and their brains just don't work the same. So I was very proud of both of them, though. A 4 and a 5 on their state test makes me very happy, mama. So very cool. I'm wondering, do your guys' schools do that? I don't remember when we were in Wisconsin, the kids' schools doing that, but I think they were just in low enough grades that they weren't doing it yet. I would assume all states do that. Oh, that is another statue from my dad. So I have a handful of those statues from my dad because my mom had some and then she didn't need all of them. So she obviously asked all of us kids if we wanted any, and I'm like, absolutely, I will take them. And then that helmet is from Bobby's grandfather. So like I said, I like to mix and match pretty decor with sentimental. So if you're ever like, how do I make this work so that I can be happy and my husband can be happy? I hope this is inspiration to you to show that you can mix it around. You can add the things that might mean something to your husband and the stuff that you really enjoy and still have it be very cohesive and very pretty in the end.
You better get it going, good going tonight. Don't wanna miss it like I did every time. I'm straight to the bucket list. You need to get all the things done. There's no time for sleep. Get away, so still I
It felt so good to have these shelves put back in order. I still have more to get done in the house. I have to get the dining room back in order still. I think that's pretty much it. The dining room is the main area that I need to do, which I want to get done before Sunday because Sunday is family dinner. As long as I am healthy by then, it's being held at our house this week. So I want to have the house like fully back in order before people come over. So hopefully, cross my fingers that over like today and tomorrow and Saturday, I can get that done as well. But yeah, we'll see. One room at a time. It doesn't all have to be done in one day, even one sitting. I know these videos make it look like I do everything at the same time, but I promise I don't. I take a lot of breaks in between taking care of the kids and feeding the baby and whatnot. There's always things to get done. On the mantle, I keep it pretty simple. I love this hanging garland. I just like that it adds more texture to the mantle. And then I just add 2 candlesticks with candles. I'm actually ordering new ones because the candles I had are from years ago and they're battery operated, which is great, except that I go through batteries like no one's business. And then I end up not replacing them because I'm like, oh, I feel like I just replaced these. So I went on Amazon and found rechargeable batteries that are the like stick type candles and the thicker type candles. I should be getting those in tomorrow, I believe. I will let you know what I think of them once I get them in because I love those. Oh, and I also wanted them on a remote with a timer option. So that's kind of what I was looking for. And yeah, we'll see. They're supposed to come in tomorrow. I hope they work really well because once again, I like that just little bit of light. It doesn't have to be hard light, just a little bit of something. But now back to the cleaning. You guys know me. I said in the last video, I am slowly working through the entire house to get all the curtains cleaned. I will say since switching to these curtains that are the pleated curtains with the rings, it makes it a lot easier because I'm not completely tearing the rod apart. I just unclip them from the rings and then I have to take these plastic pieces off and I'm done, which is so much easier than having to like find the little screwdriver that loosens the bar and take the whole thing apart because I always lose that little screwdriver that comes with your like curtain rods to tighten or loosen them. So love being able to do this. I've done so far our bedroom, which was very important because the window on Bobby's side of the bed is always so full of dog hair because Bailey sleeps on that side of the bed and leans up against those curtains. So that was desperate need. But even these curtains, they were just starting to get dusty and everything. And it never takes too long to clean them because, as you guys know, I run them in the washing machine, but I do not dry them in the dryer. I just run an extra spin cycle because I want to make sure they're as dry as possible. But I still want them damp. And then I hang them damp. One, they make the room smell amazing because it's like a automatic air freshener. But 2, they end up drying wrinkle free because the weight of them hanging there still wet gets all the wrinkles out, which is amazing. I feel like that's the best part because I hate ironing. I don't think you guys have ever seen me iron ever because I hate it so much. I actually don't even know if I own an iron anymore. I used to. I might have donated it because I was like, who needs an iron? I despise ironing that much that I think I might have donated my iron. There's no way. It has to be somewhere in the house. I have no idea. Couldn't tell you the last time I pulled out an iron. But then onto these windows. These windows got really dirty just because I haven't been able to keep up with them because they had Christmas lights on them and window clings from the holidays and everything. So giving them a really good cleaning. I love cleaning windows. I love natural light. So when I clean the windows and all that natural light can just pour in, it just makes me the happiest person in the world. One of the reasons we moved to Florida is because of Bobby and I dealing with, we both deal with some depression and anxiety. You guys know Bobby has PTSD and everything. And the seasonal depression we got in the winter in Wisconsin was horrendous because if you live up north, you guys know it's always cloudy and gloomy. And now it's been chilly down here. Like today, I think it only got up to 50. When Bobby took Bjorn to school, it was only like 38 outside, which for us, that's frigid. But it's always sunny and green. So not dealing with the seasonal depression is like a game changer for us. It's a huge reason we moved down here between the seasonal depression and Bjorn's health, because Bjorn, my 9-year-old, has eczema as well as asthma. But down here, both of those things have dramatically improved. He does so much better in a humid environment that he does so much better down here. It was the best decision for him. His skin, like right now it's flaring up a little bit. Luckily, I have the magic gold that I've been giving him baths in. But with it being so cold, it has been a little bit drier, and you can always tell because that is when you really start noticing his, like, he gets it really bad, like under his eyes, his wrists, and then like the inside of his elbows and inside of his knees are where he gets it the worst. So living down here has just made a huge difference in so many different situations that it was honestly a no-brainer for us when we finally got that opportunity. If you're wondering what I'm using to clean the windows, so I'm using the spray away cleaner, and then I like to use a 2-cloth method, especially when I'm cleaning dirtier areas, and outside of windows are always extra dirty. So I'll spray the window cleaner on, use my 1 cloth to really clean the window, get all the dirt off, bugs, all the things. But then I'll go in with a dry window cloth, and there is a difference between microfiber cloths and the window cloths. And if you look them up on Amazon, it's a different texture and it makes a huge difference. But that second one just really polishes them and makes sure that it dries streak free. If you're ever like worried about streaking or anything, try the 2-cloth method because that makes a massive difference.
Things got so complicated, not like it was before. At the edge, we should break it. You keep on coming back for more. I've been waiting here before. It is not the first time, thinking that you'll come around. I've been waiting here before. It is not the first time, thinking that you'll change this time. No, I don't need a heartbreak. I don't need to save you, 'cause I gotta be you, 'cause I gotta be you. No, I don't need a heartbreak. I don't need to change.
And then I have to do the double check, obviously, because as I was outside, Minnie had gotten her nose prints all over the bottom half. Plus, there's just areas you don't see when you're up close. So I like to do a quick step back, even though this won't last more than probably like 10 minutes before either kids' fingerprints or dog nose prints end up on it. I still want to make sure that I did a thorough job. So that's why I came in, took a look, tidied up the areas on the inside that I noticed I had missed. And then I noticed on the bottom, on the outside, I hadn't really polished it up really well. And then I'm having Bobby deal with the screens because he is tall enough that he can put the screens in and out without getting on a ladder. So I just take advantage of that. And you can see, even though I cleaned up all those toys earlier in the day, Freya was playing as I was working. So she had even more toys out. She loves all of her like little cooking stuff she got from my mom and my aunt and everything. So I'm just doing a quick tidy up because I do like when I am done that I can like look back and see it's completely clean, even though once again, it won't last long. Like I got little kids, but I do try and make it a priority that Freya cleans up her toys about twice a day, just so it never gets out of control. Plus, I feel like it teaches her good habits to be like, okay, you have to tidy up after yourself. You don't want to just let it be like this forever. So you guys often like see me clean up her toys, but 99% of the time she does do it herself. She is really good when you ask her to clean up her room or clean up her toys, that she will do it on her own.
'Cause I gotta be you, and keep telling everyone you got it, but they can't see that you are lost it. I don't need a heartbreak. I don't need to change you, 'cause I gotta be you, 'cause I gotta be you.
So my goal next week is to still have 2 videos up for you guys, but just once again, a reminder, it may only be 1 video and a marathon video. Well, I'm kind of playing it by ear, just because this week I have not filmed anything. And like I said, I normally film the week in advance. So this week, luckily, it didn't disrupt any of your guys' content, but we'll see how next week goes. I really, really want to get them up for you guys. You guys know that, like, to me, sticking to that schedule, making sure that I'm here for you guys is really, really important for me. But I also know it's really, really important to worry about my health on top of that. So just a heads up, because I know you guys know I'm here every Tuesday and Friday usually for you guys. So if for some reason you don't see me on Friday, I should have one for Tuesday, but if for some reason you don't see a video on Friday, no, I am not dead. It's just that I probably just couldn't muster up the energy to get you guys out 2 videos, but I'm going to try my darndest. I swear, like, it's insane. So this whole sickness actually started Saturday. So Saturday, I was sick as a dog in bed all day. Sunday, though, I then felt like 100 times better. Actually, this video was finished being filmed on Sunday, and the very next day, I felt sick as a dog again, and then I didn't leave my bed for 3 whole days. So what was that? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then today I have been up and about, but I have been taking it very, very easy because I do not want to relapse like I did over the weekend, because 1, I can't work if I'm sick as a dog, and 2, I just feel useless. Like, I'm so sick of staring at my bedroom walls from being stuck in my bedroom for so many days that this mama needed out. I definitely needed out. Also, how crazy is all that hair? That is just from that one rug. That is what happens when you have a St. Bernard. They shed, and they shed a lot. But when I got all that stuff done, the curtains were done. Like I said, the curtains go pretty quick because I just do the wash cycle with an extra spin cycle. So all I then have to do is put the plastic pieces back on, hook them on the hooks, and they go right back up. Best investment ever, and it makes me like motivated to clean my curtains so much more because I don't have to mess around with everything nearly as much.
5 a.m. and we are in trouble, but we don't really care. Tell ourselves there's always tomorrow, but it will still be there. No, they don't pick us up, instead they knock us down, and that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. I don't wanna do this anymore. No, I just wanna say hell no and do whatever I like. It doesn't matter if they say so, 'cause I can put up a fight. Let's make a hit and run, do it for fun. They can't hold on forever, so just say hell no. Yeah, we'll be going all night.
So I know I had someone in the last video ask what renovations we have planned for this year, and obviously not that much. The house has pretty much been renovated from top to bottom. However, and I know I've talked about this in past videos, I do want to paint all the, well, I'm trying to decide. I might start, all the doors in my house need to be painted. They are peeling and they're just horrendous. You can't tell on video, but it's just really, really bad. So I want to paint all the doors. I'm thinking about painting it the same color as the walls in the bedroom. So I don't want it to be white. I want it to be a warmer, cozier color. I love neutrals, but I love warm neutrals. Something that still feels cozy and homey, that I can work around. So I think I'm going to first do like the doors and the trim around the doors. And then if I really love that, then maybe the rest of the trim in the house and get rid of all the white trim. We'll see. that I might take it step by step. The other thing I want to do is the floors in our bedroom majorly need to be replaced. They're the original floors when we moved in. They weren't in great shape when we moved in, and they've just gotten worse over the years of us living here. So we want to do those. And then I would love to paint the walls in our bedroom actually a similar green to these curtains. So a deep, moody green. So it's still earth tone, still neutral, but darker and moodier. What else? Oh, and we want to work in our backyard. So our backyard, if you've been with me for a while, you know, floods during any major rainstorm. And it's just the way it's graded. And with that, though, it makes it that grass doesn't grow back there at all, because whenever it floods, it kills all the grass in our backyard, and then it takes months and months and months for the grass to grow back, which is why right now our backyard looks like a mud pit. So Bobby and I really want to work in the backyard to hopefully get that fixed, but we'll kind of have to see and play it by ear. But I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like, comment, and share this video. And if you're new, I would love if you would subscribe. But otherwise, I will see you guys Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Bye.
We went head first into the fire.
Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. In today's video, we are going over some deep cleaning hacks for you. I know many of us are sick of living in a dirty, cluttered house. So today I'm going to go over some of my top tips, plus give you all the cleaning motivation to get you up and moving. Today I am starting out in my bedroom. I always like to start with a domino chore. So something that I can do that'll just get me up and motivated to tackle the rest of my house. And my bedroom is often that chore because it really isn't that difficult to do. So I like to just start in here and then move on to the rest of it. My main cleaning goal today is actually the kitchen, and I've got some awesome deep cleaning to do in there, and I'm going to show you some ways just to make it a little less overwhelming and a lot more enjoyable. So if you are in the need for some motivation and you want all the tips and tricks, this video has it covered.
You were a great one at the wrong time. I could never give you what you need and deserve. We went head first into the waves until we crashed and burned. No, I wasn't the one, but I hope you think of me with love when all is said and done.
So with spring just around the corner, even though that darn hedgehog said 8 more weeks or 6 more weeks, what is it? Whatever. Never like that hedgehog when he decides that winter should last longer. But we are all thinking about spring cleaning coming up. So one of my biggest tips, and I talk about this on a regular basis, is don't leave stuff for spring cleaning. I think it is so much more important to tackle your deep cleaning projects little at a time throughout the year, instead of having a week or a month where you're just stressing out over doing all of these huge projects. So yes, spring cleaning's coming up, and there are certain projects that are nicest to do in spring, especially if you live in the northern states where right now it's really cold. So spring comes around and things like cleaning the outside of your windows and airing out the house, those are things that are nice to do in the springtime. But definitely try and spread it out throughout the year so you don't have that huge task dangling over your head, just watching the clock of when spring hits to get all this stuff done that's on your to-do list. So one thing I like to do when I am tackling different deep cleaning stuff is I split it up from each day of the week. That way I have just like one project to really tackle each day, and it's not like trying to get everything done in one day. So if I'm going to be cleaning my kitchen, for the most part, the rest of the house is just going to be a basic tidy. Now, in the beginning, if you are just getting into your cleaning routine and trying to figure this out, it's definitely going to look a little bit different than obviously what you see here. But implementing a little bit at a time and just making progress every day, you're going to notice on these days where you're like, okay, I'm not going to worry about dusting the entire house or vacuuming the entire house. I'm just focusing on this one deep cleaning project, that doing a simple tidy is all that you're going to need. So like I said, with today's being the kitchen, I did have to wash my sheets today, but for me, that's not a huge project. So I'm just, like I said, tidying up my room. I'm not doing anything major in here. And then I will send in the robot vacuum to handle the rest.
But there is no need for sorrow, 'cause I will be with you every second of my life. Sometimes it's just another day to get through, but it's not easy when you're blind from the truth. Oh, darling.
Now, one big thing I like to do is if I am deep cleaning, I like to start with a clean slate. So in this kitchen, I am first going to focus on all the visual clutter. So everything that's on the counters is going to get done first before I move on to the deep cleaning projects. Now, I do this because being a mom of 4, you never know when I'm going to get pulled away. One little tricky thing about these videos is it looks like I am just cleaning for hours on end, and I don't take breaks in between, and that is definitely not the case. I still have kids to take to and from school, breakfast, lunch, and dinners, baby that is constantly wanting to be held or played with, and things like that. So there's definitely breaks taken in those times. And if I start with a clean slate, I know that if I get pulled away, at least the main part is done. So it's all about me just focusing on, okay, if I have to stop halfway through and I didn't get everything on my list done, at least visually, the kitchen looks a lot better.
You said it was the last time, but you keep coming back to tell me sorry that you take back all the things you said just to hurt me. Our love just went cold, but I'm still burning. Our love just went
It's so important to have the right tools easily available when you are doing any type of project. Now, I know a lot of you guys know what my go-to cleaning tools are, but I also know a lot of you might be new here and haven't heard me talk about it before. So when it comes to my multi-purpose cleaner, I usually grab for Pine Sol. Pine Sol, I love the smell of it. I specifically go for the pine scent because with living down south, I live in Florida, we have a lot of bugs down here, and pine naturally deters bugs. So that is what I use for a multi-purpose cleaner, but I also love thieves cleaner. There's a bunch of them out there, so figure out what works for you. And if you want to go a little bit more of a natural route, you can go as simple as equal parts vinegar and water and have a really good cleaning solution there. Add a little bit of essential oils if you want some scent to it, but you don't have to go out and buy anything super crazy expensive. Just figure out what you like and what will get you motivated. For me, I like something that smells really, really good when I am cleaning, because if I'm doing all this work, I want the house to smell like it. But I know a lot of people, my mom being one of them, she has extreme or severe asthma, and the smell of certain cleaning products she cannot use. So figure out what works best for you and keep it easily accessible. I will use my multi-purpose spray everywhere. I use it on my appliances, on my quartz counters, my cabinets, literally everything in the house except for glass is the only thing I don't use my multi-purpose cleaner for.
To get over you, I keep on making the same mistake. I always let you back in when I begin to get myself together again. You are back once more.
Another thing that I always have a abundance of is my cleaning cloths. In our closet in the hallway, I have an entire bin full of cleaning cloths. That way, anytime my rag starts getting even the slightest just uck, I can throw it in the washing machine and go grab a clean cloth. And they're just multi-purpose cloths that I've actually just been ordering off of Amazon lately, and they work really, really well. The only one I highly recommend paying a little bit more attention to is getting a glass cleaning cloth. So I have mainly microfiber cloths, but I did get 1 pack of glass cleaning cloths off of Amazon as well. That way, whenever I'm cleaning windows or mirrors or anything like that, I can always go in and polish it. That way I'm not having the streaks of the window cleaner. I know pretty much any window cleaner, if you use too much of it, it is going to streak. I know I've had people mention they've tried the, what is it called? It's my favorite window cleaner, and I'm going blank on it. Spray Away. That's it. The Spray Away, and they've mentioned that it's streaked. Often that is just a result of using too much cleaning product. Another thing I notice a lot of people doing is when we're cleaning our floors or making our multi-purpose cleaner is we overdo it. When it comes to cleaners, it is definitely a situation of less is more. You will end up with streaky windows, streaky floors, any of those things if you overuse the amount of cleaner. And always read the back of your cleaners. Every cleaner you get has instructions on the back, and they'll let you know how much to use if it's a concentrate or how long to let the cleaner sit. I think a lot of us fall into the victim of not letting our products actually work. So then we're like, oh no, they don't work. But really, we didn't give them the time to actually do what they're supposed to do.
Like a train, you'll hear me coming from 100 miles away. I don't ever remember running as fast as when I'm after you to stay.
Also, remember when cleaning to give yourself grace. I know with today's day and age of social media, it's really easy to compare ourselves to everyone online. And I often tell people that just isn't realistic. One, if you're on Instagram, you're just seeing one photo or one small post. You don't know what the rest of the house looks like. I know for me, often if I'm cleaning one area of the house, the rest of my house is just a disaster because I've been focusing on the one area. And that's just normal life. If you've got people that live in your house and are actually living, not just existing, your house is going to get messy and dirty, and that is all right. I'm just here to show you how to maintain it a little bit easier. That way you're never feeling overwhelmed. My goal is always when deep cleaning or cleaning my house, not that it's perfectly clean all the time, because that's not going to happen. I've got kids, I've got dogs. But if someone called and been like, hey, I'm down the road, I'm about 10 minutes away, do you mind if I stop by? I know pretty much at any given moment, I can go through the main living area of my house and have it presentable in 10 minutes. And that is always my goal. It doesn't have to be perfect all the time, but just something that I know is easily maintainable.
Yeah, only when
and I said I'd never leave. I'll be standing here beside you till the end of everything. It's you.
So this was my main project on this day that I wanted to get done. If I didn't get any other deep cleaning done today, my big one was my freezer. I haven't done a really good pull everything out clean on this freezer in a good couple of months, and it's crazy how dirty freezers get. You think you're just putting frozen stuff in here, it can't be too bad, but it gets dirty, especially since I've been freezing breast milk. Every once in a while, there's just a little on the outside and it's just getting caught on the bottom. So on this day, I knew I wanted to take absolutely everything out to get it clean. I did learn something new on this day that I didn't know, and I'm not saying that every freezer is like this, but I found out that you can fully disassemble your freezer to get everywhere, which I didn't realize, and it was very satisfying to be able to clean the entire freezer top to bottom.
And everyone around can see it's true, it's a dream come true. You're the only one for me, and darling, you're proof that you're always gonna make it through, 'cause you only wanna be with me, and I only wanna be with you. Yeah, it's always been you, and everyone around can see that it's true, it's a dream come true, and you're the only one for me, and darling, you're proof that we're always gonna make it through, 'cause you only wanna be with me, and I only wanna be with you.
So I know you can relate if you have cats or dogs, but I am always surprised at where I find dog hair. Like here in the bottom of the freezer, that one, all these crumbs are down here, and dog hair, everything. So I'm going in with, once again, my Pine Sol, and I sprayed it down really good, and I'm just getting everything out. The other nice thing about taking this completely apart is I actually found in the back that there was some ice buildup. So I was able to chip that free, and my freezer's working a whole lot better. Cleaning not only is one of those things that, one, makes your house look nice, but when you make sure to clean your appliances, if it's your dishwasher, your refrigerator, your stove, any of those things, it is also for the maintenance of your machinery. So pulling out your fridge and cleaning off the back vents and cleaning underneath it just to make sure there's no dust buildup and the fans are running smoothly. These are all things that are more than just cleaning it. It will also make your things work better and last longer, which in the long run is also going to save you money. So it may seem like an overwhelming task that you don't want to tackle today, but the other thing is you may be overhyping it in your head. I know I do that all the time to myself, where I think something's going to be a huge project, and in the end it only took me probably 15 minutes to completely clean out this freezer.
Don't need someone to save me, no, and don't come running to blame me. From miles away I can tell there's something's off, the way you look and how you pause when you talk. I think I said enough. You said your love for me something brand.
I will say also, when it comes to deep cleaning, having the right equipment makes it a lot easier. This definitely would have been an easier task if I would have taken it into the bathtub. But by the time I thought about it, it was already dripping wet and I didn't want to track it across the house. But if you have a much larger sink than me, this would be a lot easier. I just sprayed it down with my DIY Dawn Power Wash. My DIY Dawn Power Wash is super easy. I do the 50-50 split of rubbing alcohol to water and about a tablespoon of Dawn dish soap in a Mr. spray bottle that I got off of Amazon. It works absolutely amazing and saves so much money in the long run. The only thing you really want to make sure to do, especially when working in the freezer, is dry off these pieces really, really well. You can see here I had to put a towel down because with all these little holes in it, like I said, I was getting water everywhere. My sink was a little too small for this project. So working with the right equipment will also make things a lot easier.
When I hold you, I think I said enough. You said you love for me something brand new. You said this is something you would never do. Here we are in your car. Let me see who you are, who you really are. Yeah, don't need you here to say you're sorry. 'Cause if you're gonna leave me.
Just remember, maintaining a clean and organized home doesn't have to be overwhelming. And I feel like if it is overwhelming, you want to reevaluate what you are doing because you're always going to get less done when you're feeling anxious and overwhelmed. So take a step back, reevaluate, and remember it doesn't all have to be perfect. I always say progress over perfection. Probably say it every single video and you're probably getting sick of hearing it, but I feel like it's something that we all need to hear and need a reminder of is it doesn't have to be perfect. If I stopped at this point, it would have been just fine. I got a good amount done on this day, and at least I got something done. It's all about just doing a little bit at a time because a little bit done today is better than nothing at all. So even if you can't do a full deep clean on your freezer, but you can just do a quick declutter of it, get rid of anything you guys aren't eating or maybe is freezer burn and a little wipe down, that's better than nothing at all. So remember, you don't have to do it all. And you definitely don't want to be overwhelmed by it. One way I like to avoid the feeling of being overwhelmed, though, is putting on either an Audible, a podcast, music. You guys know me, I love my 90s country. That's usually what I am listening to when I am doing any type of project. But turn on something that will get your mind thinking about something else. I always feel like that helps a ton. If I can have something that I really enjoy, it's also a good mind shift. Like, it's not I have to clean my freezer today, but I get to listen to my favorite book while I clean my freezer today. Just trying to get that mind shift and make it more enjoyable will help you not feel so overwhelmed.
Soul searching, fall apart, tunnel vision, hiding in the dark. Well, I ain't gonna holler before I really bleed.
All right, how many of you have a family member or friend that, or maybe you say this yourself, but you're like, oh, I don't understand the robot vacuums or this or that. We went forever without having it. It's not necessary. I agree that a lot of these things are not necessary, but if you are able to take advantage of technology, do it. It makes deep cleaning and just keeping a clean home in general so much easier. You can see here, I am using my steam cleaner. Could I get this seal cleaned without my steam cleaner? Sure, I could grab a toothbrush and scrub it and wipe it and spend 15 minutes really getting it clean. I could, absolutely. But instead, I'm using the technology to make it easier. The steam cleaner had it clean within the matter of minutes and pushed out all that gunk and grime that builds up in these seals. It's really important to clean your seals on your fridge, your freezer, your dishwasher. One, smells like to build up in those seals. But the other thing is, once again, your appliances are going to work so much better when they are clean because it's actually allowing the seal to do what it's supposed to do when it's not full of the crud and gunk and everything like that. But highly recommend, take advantage of today's day and age. of different cleaning tools. As simple as me tidying up the bedroom and then sending in the robot vacuum to get it done. Now, I realize that sometimes financially those just aren't in the budget, but things like asking for Amazon gift cards for Christmas and your birthday, or using Facebook Marketplace. You guys know I love Facebook Marketplace. I use it all the time, and you can find practically anything on there, and it's so much more affordable than going to like Goodwill or any thrift store. I feel like the thrift stores nowadays are trying to be like a normal store and they charge ridiculous amounts. So I am all about the Facebook Marketplace. Now, make sure before you put stuff back in your freezer, one, just give it a little bit of organize, but also don't feel bad about throwing out the food you're not eating. I know it's really easy to be like, oh, but I spent money on this. If you're not going to eat it, just get rid of it because it's taking up space. And realistically, in 6 months when you clean the freezer again, is it still going to be there? If it's still going to be there, definitely make sure to just clean it out. Since I had the steam cleaner out though, I wanted to go around in different areas of the kitchen that once again, sure, I could get clean without the steam cleaner, but is so much easier with. Around my oven is one of those areas. This little, rubber piece always holds on to grease and grime and everything. And once again, the steam cleaner just makes quick work of it. This is, to me, one of the must-have cleaning tools in your house. You can get little handheld ones, whatever it is. They're actually super affordable nowadays. But all these little cracks and crevices that you can't usually get into, it just flings it out. Now, one thing I will tell you is, yes, I said flings it out. So you will notice, and I'm actually going to show it later, that my cabinets after doing this needed to be cleaned because there is so much pressure coming out with this steam that it does like go flying. But I think it's worth it in the long run because a lot of this stuff I would not get as clean doing it by hand as I can do with this product.
I ain't afraid of the dark. 'Cause once you let the light in, you won't see the beautiful stars shining down from afar.
All right, so before I talked about the microfiber cloths, and here you can see me using them. So the yellow one is just a traditional microfiber cloth. I'm going in with this to just clean it up, get all the dirty water from the steamer. You can see anywhere I find like a grease buildup, I'm bringing the steamer back in. But the blue one is a glass polishing cloth. That cloth right there makes the biggest difference in the world because yes, the microfiber cloth helps get the stuff off of it, but then to go in and take the quick minute to polish everything down, that is what gives it that really clean, professional, and just satisfying look to it. So I highly recommend investing in window cloths if you do not have them. And like I said, you can find them all right on Amazon. I've bought a couple different brands and I've been happy with them all. So I don't think there's like a specific brand you have to get. I've even bought these just from the hardware store. I go to the car detailing section and they always have huge packs of them. I like to order them in like packs of 50 because I use multiple every single day. Here you can see the cabinets, especially right by the stove. Yes, like I said, when it comes to the steam cleaner, it is going to fling stuff around, so keep that in mind. But my next big tip when it comes to deep cleaning is make sure you dry dust before you ever wet clean anything, especially if you have animals. So I like to go in with my Swiffer duster and give everything a really good wipe down with that. It catches any of the dust, any of the hair. I swear dog hair is like magnetic and clings to absolutely everything. So being able to get that off beforehand makes it a lot easier. Otherwise, you will notice that as you're trying to wipe, once you get that hair and dust wet, it just wants to cling on so much more. So just spend the quick 2 seconds with either a dry microfiber cloth or a Swiffer or something like that and give it a dust before you do any of your wet cleaning.
I ain't afraid of the dark. I don't mind the rain. Bring your life back. We can breathe again when dealing with the pain. No, I don't mind the rain. And ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. And ooh, like a river flows, life will take you where you need to go.
I also find whenever I am cleaning, I like to add fragrance to the area. I know a lot of people like light a candle at the end or turn on their diffusers at the end. That is actually what I usually like to do first. And actually, I usually do it like right away when I wake up in the morning, is turn on my essential oil diffusers, because I feel like having that in the background is just super motivating to keep going. I love having my diffusers, and sometimes I'll even light a candle. There's something about the glow of a candle sometimes that is really, really nice. So use those different fragrance enhancers in your house if you like them, if you can use them. I know there are some situations where people can't or don't want to use things like that. But I feel like that always motivates me to get up and clean is when the house smells good. Another way to make sure the house smells good is make sure you are cleaning your air filters. And one little hack that I like to do whenever I replace my air filter in the house is I will put a couple drops of my favorite essential oil. And when I say favorite, it depends on the time of year. This time of year, I love pine scent. So any of the essential oils that are like the evergreens or Christmas tree or something like that, there's just something in the winter about that pine scent that I absolutely love. But as we move into spring and summer, I usually grab for citrus. So lemon, orange, anything like that is what I love using in the summer.
Like a river flows, life will take you where you need to go.
And yes, don't forget to clean the inside of your cabinet doors. I have not done this in months, and I was shook at how much buildup was on the inside of my cabinet doors. This is another area that as I was cleaning, I'm like, how? Like, I get the outside. I got sticky-fingered children that are especially touching these bottom cabinets every day, multiple times a day, and they still often use their shirts as napkins. So they're just not the cleanest all the time. That's just life when you have little kids. But how is the inside getting so dirty? Now, I showed you that close-up earlier because I definitely know the camera does not do it justice of how dirty things are sometimes, especially in my kitchen with the all-white cabinets. You're probably like, oh, they look clean. I promise you a close-up, these things are not clean. The top ones, not too bad. They're a pretty quick wipe down for the most part. The dirtiest areas are the handles and then just a dust buildup. But not too bad. But those bottom cabinets, those things get filthy, especially right around my sink and on the kitchen island. Those two are the worst. But yes, the inside of my cabinets were super dirty also, and I was really, really shocked because like I said, I'm like, I don't even know how it got that dirty. Even up here, this top cabinet above my fridge, which we open and use very, very rarely, had a good amount of buildup on the inside of the doors. But like I said, honest truth, I have probably never cleaned the inside of these doors since we installed these cabinets. So 2 years? Oh, that's very embarrassing. I'm telling you deep cleaning hacks and I'm outing myself here. But hey, real life. This is definitely something I'm going to focus on more nowadays. But like I said earlier, you're not going to get it perfect right away. I have learned all these tips and tricks over the years. If you guys would have seen me when Bobby and I first got married and first had Xander and stuff, our house definitely did not look like this. I was still learning. I went from living with my parents to owning my house with my husband, and I didn't know anything. As you can see, I'm still learning. And what's great about this community is I have learned so much from you guys in the comments and talking to you guys on Instagram and things like that. We can always learn from each other, and that is one great thing about YouTube is even if you don't love this video, there are so many amazing women here on YouTube that I know you're going to find someone that can motivate you and you can just click with and learn from. I think it's really important to not ever feel like you know everything and take the time to learn from others. Like I said, I am always still learning from you guys, from other women that I watch here on YouTube, always, always learning. Oh, looking at this island. So I plan on redoing this island this year. I'm not quite sure what I am doing, but I'm not thrilled about the black paint. I feel like I'm constantly fixing it up. It just did not bind as well to those corner pieces as I would like. And my kids are rough on it. Like they're constantly kicking and tipping the chairs and running into them. Like they're kids. They're not particularly gentle when it comes to stuff around the house. It's funny because when I yell at them about certain things, I swear I'm constantly like thinking like, oh my goodness, I remember rolling my eyes when my mom used to say stuff like this. But now that I am a mom, I am saying those exact same things. But yes, so I'm thinking, so if you guys have any ideas of what might look nice on this kitchen island, definitely let me know and give me your thoughts. I don't know when I'm going to tackle that, but it is something that I do want to tackle this year.
I get dressed up to go downtown. I'm all messed up on a Friday night. Not really here for a good time, but if you're up for drinks and a good crowd, raise your glass to the sky. Let's toast to that. All these people can stare. I don't care about that. This is my pity party. I'm gonna cry all night and I'll flip the bird at the guys. I don't need nobody. This is my pity party. I'll do just what I want, yeah. I'll dance on top of the bar.
All right, so after that, a lot of the stuff of my bedding was finally done, so I wanted to move back into my bedroom to make my bed. Now, another tip I have for you, if you're not a crazy person like me, I do have 2 sets of sheets for my bed, and I've said this before. It would be easier to make my bed right after stripping it. That way I wouldn't have to worry about watching the washer so closely. However, I personally love washing, drying, and making my bed the same day. To me, going to bed in a freshly washed bed is like the best. So this is the way I do it, but if you're looking for simpler, easier ways to do it, just make sure you have 2 sets of sheets. That way you can just strip the bed and make it right away. Like I said, this is the way I like to do it, but that is the great thing is you have to figure out what works for you. I know I like to give tips and tricks and how I do things, but I also know that's not going to be practical for everyone. But you have to be willing to try new things and be willing to pivot. So if you have been doing something even for years, but you're feeling unmotivated or like life is catching up to you and you just can't stay on top of it, it's okay to pivot and change things around. Our life is constantly changing. So how we handle things, how we clean our homes, declutter our homes, organize our homes is constantly changing. So don't feel like, well, I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm not changing. Being willing to try something new and change it up, you might be surprised at how well something else might work for you.
If you believe in love, how will I feel it? If you believe in me, how will you let me in? If you are ready, how do I reach you? Thinking about us, you're thinking about it too.
I always get asked about pet hair. So when it comes to getting pet hair off your clothes, off your bedding, things like that, a couple tricks I have found is one, using the dryer sheets that are specifically for pet hair. I have found those work really, really well. And then when it comes to like weird areas in your house, using a lint roller. I use a lint roller all over my house. My lampshades, it works so well on decorative pillows, things like that. But the next thing is honestly just to realize that if you have animals, there's going to be pet hair around. I know, and once again, you're on video, my clothes look a lot cleaner than they actually are in real life. There is definitely dog hair on my clothes at pretty much all times. There's also usually a spit up stain because, hey, that's what happens when you have a 5-month-old. And I just know that's just the phase of life that I'm in, and a little bit of give and take. It's not always going to be pretty and perfect, but that's okay. But the next thing I highly recommend implementing when you're doing any deep cleaning project is make sure you put your tools away right away. It's really easy to, when you're done, be like, okay, I'm just going to set them here and be done. But putting them away right away will definitely be one of those things that your tomorrow self is going to thank you for. And then just do a quick little 10-minute tidy on the rest of your house. And I highly recommend don't do this alone. You see me often doing this alone in my videos because, hey, this is my channel. But I always am encouraging the kids to come and help me just do a quick 10-minute tidy of the entire house because, one, I'm not the only one that lives here, so they can help. But two, it just makes it so much more effective. You get so much more done. In 10 minutes, if all of us are pitching in, we can pretty much get the whole house clean. But I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did and you learned something, let me know in the comments below. Also, like and share this video and subscribe if you are new. Also, if you made it to the end, it is my birthday today, so leave me a cake emoji. I am 34. Oof. I'm getting up there, even though I still feel like a young 20-year-old mom. I am now technically in my mid-30s. So, but I will see you guys on Friday. Bye.
I can't believe
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. We are getting this house clean and organized and back together. I want to thank you guys so much. Last week, as you guys know, I was sick as a dog. It was absolutely miserable, and so many of you guys were saying there was a bunch of stuff going around and you guys were sick also. And I really appreciate all your guys' support. I know last Tuesday's video was way off than normal. I'm usually like chatty Cathy over here, and I just couldn't at all. I don't know what it was. I told Bobby it wasn't a congestion thing or like a respiratory thing, but I literally couldn't leave my bed without getting nauseous and dizzy. I was in bed for 3 days. So you can tell that my bedroom had gotten out of hand, and I was definitely ready by the time I was feeling better to get the house back in order. So on this day, my main focus was the bedroom because, like I said, this is where I was stuck for 3 days straight. I didn't leave my room. Bobby brought me food, water. He took care of the house, the kids, everything for those 3 days, and the bedroom had just gotten ridiculous. So I'm just going to go around, clean everything up, dust, as well as strip the bed because no one wants to be sleeping in a bed that you've been laying in for days, not feeling good. So we're just going to go around and get everything back to normal. I don't know about you, but for my mental health, when my house gets out of control, like my head gets out of control. So this is one of those things that it feels so good to have gotten it done. I know some people are like, you should rest, you should do this, you should do that. But honestly, I can't relax in a messy space. That's why often when I'm sick, you guys still see me like up and cleaning and doing stuff, because to actually relax, it's really hard when everything's a disaster. But sometimes life just punches you in the face and says you don't have a choice. And that is definitely what happened to me. Now, when it comes to washing the bed, I was doing it on its hottest cycle. I wanted to make sure we were killing any germs or anything going around. So I used the hottest cycle. I also used laundry detergent, OxyClean, and borax on everything. Just really making sure everything's super duper clean. I love that laundry soap. Oh, what is it? The R&W laundry soap. It smells so good. I have been using it on everything. However, I saw someone do like a DIY powdered soap that you can make a lot of it for very, very cheap. And then they just bought one of the R&W laundry soaps and put that in, and it like fragranced the whole thing, but you got so much more out of it. I think I'm going to end up trying that. The only thing is I'm like, where am I going to store it? I don't like have a crazy amount of storage space, so I still have to figure that out. But definitely wanted to make sure to get that all going first. I do have a second set of sheets and everything for my bed because people always ask like, oh, why don't you just buy a second set of sheets? That way you can make your bed right away. I know I'm not the only one because I've asked this question before, but I personally love the feeling of washing my bedding and then later in the day making the bed and going to bed on like freshly washed linens and everything that came right out of the dryer. To me, it's the best feeling in the world. So I have a second set of sheets, but I literally only use that if like one of the kids have an accident in our bed in the middle of the night and I need to strip our bed like quickly, but plan on going back to sleep.
I can find the pieces from our past. I guess I must have left where we fell in love. And we were burning bright and fast. I should have known it was not enough.
So if you couldn't tell, we have had a cold burst here in Florida, so I did start out in this sweatshirt, but I always get questions about this sweatshirt. It's one of my favorites. It's super oversized, which I think any girl knows, like, that's the best type of sweatshirt, is a super oversized sweatshirt. My sister, though, was asking me about it the other day also. She's like, what are you wearing? So this sweatshirt, Bobby actually got me when he was deployed overseas in the UAE. And it is literally one of my favorite sweatshirts. It is so comfortable and cozy. I will say, though, after a little bit, I started getting warm and had to switch into just a regular short sleeve, because when I was just like hanging out around the house, I was cold. But once I got moving, I had definitely warmed up. I will say, though, this project pretty much happened throughout the entire day, because this was like the day after me not feeling good. So I was wanting to get stuff done, but also was like, okay, I don't want to like work so hard that tomorrow I'm like stuck in bed again. So just remember, if you aren't feeling well, don't feel like you have to push yourself. Even in this video, and it's hard to like show on camera other than if I actually like filmed every time I sat down. But I definitely made sure that I was taking lots of breaks, really pacing myself and trying not to overdo it and letting my body fully heal. Especially since I know my immune system right now isn't the greatest anyway. I just had a baby a little over 4 months ago. And to have her, it was major surgery. So my body is still healing in many ways. So I definitely know I need to take it easy.
Never again, never this love. This is how we talk when your walls are falling. This is what it means when your heart is falling. This is how it feels when your love is burning. This is how, yeah, this is how. This is how we talk when your walls are falling. This is how we love.
So how are you guys doing so far on your goals for the new year? I don't like calling them resolutions because I swear I always fail resolutions, but I know at the beginning of the month I mentioned one of the big things I wanted to focus on was my own self-care, and just like doing things to make sure that I'm staying healthy and everything like that. So I've been obviously watching my diet. I'm probably just as active as I always was. I'm a fairly active person already, and I have not worked in morning workout routines yet. I've wanted to, but it's just waking up in the middle of the night and then deciding to wake up early to work out just isn't happening. So my regular activity during the day. But one of the big things I changed this year is I started going to see a homeopathic doctor. And I absolutely love her. Like, she is trained in Eastern and Western medicine. And you guys know me, like, I'm not like super duper hippie, but I'm a little when it comes to stuff. Like, I want to try and heal myself naturally as much as possible before going on any type of medication and stuff like that. So a couple weeks ago, actually before Christmas, I went and had blood work done. And we did a whole hormone panel. So checking all my vitamin levels, checking if I was diabetic or pre-diabetic, any of those things, my estrogen, progesterone, can never say that right, and testosterone, like literally all my hormone panels. And just recently, when I went and saw her, finally got all the results back. So found out my, what is it? Progesterone? Yes. That's a little bit low. And then my testosterone is a little bit low. Unfortunately, though, currently there's nothing I can do about it because what she would recommend doing has not been tested with breastfeeding moms. So we're going to wait on that. But the other thing that was low is my B12 and vitamin D, which I know a lot of you are like, Camaria, you live in Florida. How are you low on vitamin D? But I am Irish. So when I go outside, I burn very easily. So I usually try to avoid the sun as much as possible. And then on top of that, I also will break out in hives if I'm in the sun for too long. People who have been here for a while know when I've done like major outdoor projects, my hands end up like, they get so bad, all broken out in different blisters and sores. So I just started on a B vitamin, and it's like all the B's. She's like, just take a multi. If you're short on B12, just take a major B vitamin. And my vitamin D was low enough. She actually started me on a prescription strength vitamin D for the next 3 months. And then the other thing we were looking at, because I told her, I'm like, weight loss has always been really hard on me ever since having kids. Like before kids, I was tiny, super tiny. After having kids, seems like it doesn't matter what I do, the weight just does not want to move on me. Like I may get down to a certain size, but I've never gotten to like where I was when Bobby and I first met before we had kids and things like that. And I've done everything in the book. So that is why we were looking also at like my levels for diabetes and pre-diabetes. But what's kind of cool is she is actually my mom's doctor as well. So she's like, I kind of have a cheat code for you because I've done all these tests on your mom already. And since your mom is half your genetics, I kind of know which way we can go about things. So we have a game plan for that too. But unfortunately, once again, what she wanted to put me on, I can't take right now. So I figure it's okay. We're playing the long game here. Let's work on my vitamin D, vitamin B. Oh, this is why I got a new purse. I wanted to show you my old purse. So I was afraid one of these days this handle was just going to snap. I am someone, I don't like buying a ton of purses. That last purse I've had for 5 or 6 years. I like to buy one good purse, like spend decent money on it, nothing too crazy, but decent money so it's a good, reliable purse. And then I run those things to the ground. So I finally just got this new purse. I love it. It's got so much storage space, and I actually like that the top zips completely. My other purse did not do that. But the other thing I was laughing about is as I was going through my keys, I'm like, I got all these like different, what are they called? Those like, I don't want to say keychains, but they come for like grocery stores, like reward cards and stuff on my chains. And I don't use any of them. And to tell you how old they are, I still had a Best Buy reward zone on here. Like, I don't remember the last time I went to Best Buy. Yeah. And then there's other ones on there that was like, oh, what was the oldest one? Oh, what's the Blockbuster? I had a Blockbuster one as well. That's the one I should have shown. That's the one that's like, okay, that thing is old, obviously. But yeah, so how is your New Year's resolutions going? Like I said, that's where I'm at with mine. We're just getting started working on things. I have gone back to being more animal-based when it comes to my diet. I did give that up while I was sick, just because at that point I was just trying to eat anything that would stay in my stomach, but I'm working on it. I feel like as moms, it's so easy to pour your heart and soul into your kids that you sometimes forget about yourself. And with Athena being my last, and honestly, I think the whole like scare of having her, like health scare of having her and everything, just kind of put everything into perspective that I want to be here and be the best for my kids and give my kids everything. But the only way I can do that is by taking care of myself. So that is my goal this year. And so far, so good, other than getting sick as a dog. But hey, I don't think I've been that sick in like 15, 20 years. So if I can go another 15 to 20 years without being that sick, that's not too bad for me.
Started out just like a lovely story. You were mine and we were really happy. Came around when I was pretty lonely. Glad you found someone that I could be with. Never ever really crossed my mind that you were just hanging around.
You guys know I always recommend to dry dust before doing any type of wet dusting. It makes the biggest difference in the world, especially if you have animals in your house. One of the hardest things to combat is dog hair and pet hair in general, dander and stuff like that. And I have found the easiest way to not feel like you're just like pushing it around is dry dust first. It may not get everything, but just getting that like majority of the dust before spraying it down makes the biggest difference in the world. And it's such an easy step. I've been getting the Swiffer Duster dupes off of Amazon. I will say, I don't know if they're as good as the ones from the store, but they're not bad. I don't know. I guess I've never given them a side-by-side comparison. But they definitely do make a big difference when I go in here, especially in the bathroom. Like, Bailey likes to sleep on the floor in here, so there's always like dog hair around the toilet. But there's also just always hair on the sinks and everything from me brushing my hair, Bobby shaving. Like, those are just things that naturally is going to build up over time. And this just makes it so much easier to get it clean. I was thinking the other day, though, when often I get asked about how to keep your house clean, what do you do to maintain a clean house? And I feel like often one thing people need to figure out first is, I honestly, if I was going back to when I was first married to Bobby, trying to figure all this stuff out, because I have not always been this clean and this tidy of a person. Like, I, growing up, was not the cleanest, most tidy person. But then after getting married, I'm like, okay, I now have a house of my own, a husband, kids, these things, and I wanted to figure it out. One of the things I wish I would have known from the very beginning is it is way better to master the skill of being tidy before mastering the skill of cleaning. Because there's a big difference between cleaning and tidying up. And being able to keep your house tidy should come first. And I know that may sound crazy, but it's so much easier to clean when you're not cleaning a cluttered mess. So if you are just getting out started and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're like, I don't know where to start, everything needs a deep clean, there's clutter everywhere. You guys know I always say declutter first, and don't stress out about decluttering everything in your house. Like, decluttering is a process. It's okay that it's a process. If this time that shirt is a yes, keep it. And then in 6 months, reevaluate. I always say decluttering is one of those things, it's a muscle. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. You also will learn to really enjoy it the more you do it, because as you realize how much easier it is to maintain your home and how much more joy you get out of your home with the less things you have, the easier it is to declutter. At least that is what I have found over time. But yes, figuring out just the basic tidying of your house first. So keeping up with the toys, keeping up with just like making sure there's nothing on the floor, things like that, and then focus on the cleaning. Give yourself one easy step at a time. If you try and master it all at once, I promise most people are going to get overwhelmed and just give up. But if you focus on one task, one easy like habit you can add into your life and just slowly add on. Also, don't feel like you have to like be perfect all at once. It took me years of like getting a good routine down, a good habit down. I'm still constantly like decluttering and organizing and changing out my organization things to master where I'm at now. It's just adding one little habit here or there, and over time, it gets so much easier. I do believe out there are definitely people that are naturally clean and tidy people, and they just have it easy. But I think for the majority of us, we have to work at it, and that's totally okay. Like, it's okay to not naturally be a clean person. I don't think most of us are.
I can't believe someone like me is here with somebody like you. There's something about you and I know why. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's in your smile and in your feet. It's high and low and in between. And I am glad to let you know, but only if you give me a kiss. Yeah, it's no secret at all.
So I have two mops that I love using. Obviously, my O-Cedar Spin Mop I have had now for years and years. Love my O-Cedar Spin Mop. Oh, by the way, for, I can't remember who left the comment, but I did respond to your comment about your O-Cedar Spin Mop handle being loose. I do know these spin mops, they twist to control like how long the handle is. So I think when it comes to the handle, that's all you have to do is tighten it. But you also mentioned the head not staying on. I would have a couple questions. One, is it the head that came with it or one you bought separately? Because I do know sometimes there's like off brands that don't actually fit it correctly. Otherwise, I don't really have a good answer for that because I haven't had that situation, which is why I am saying it here. Because if you guys have a O-Cedar mop and notice that the head wasn't tight and the mop heads kept falling off, let me know in the comments below. Help each other out. That is one thing I love about this community is if I don't have the answer, often I know one of you guys do. Like I said, I think the handle's an easy fix. I think it just needs to be twisted and tightened. But the actual mop head falling off, that I'm not 100% sure. So if anyone has any recommendations, have dealt with it before and figured out how to fix it, I would love if you guys would help each other out and leave a comment down below with that, because that is why we are all here, to support each other and encourage each other to keep on going. And I'm just going to thank you guys ahead of time because you guys are amazing. And I know someone's going to have an answer for you down there. But I also have the spin mop that's a square one that separates the dirty and clean water. That one I love. And often I have people ask me why, like, I go from one to the other. So on this day, I decided on my spin mop because there are a couple areas on the baseboards and stuff I wanted to get clean. And I feel like the cedar cleans the baseboards and everything really, really well. And then I'm not like having to get out multiple different cleaning tools. You guys know me. One of the best things to make cleaning easier and faster is not having to go from one product to the next or one tool to the next. If you can use one product and one tool on your entire house, that is going to make it the quickest and most efficient. Here you can see I'm just rinsing out the shower. I had sprayed that cleaner on earlier and just really let it sit. That cleaner is great for just like quick cleanings. This definitely was not a day that I was going to scrub my shower. Like I said, still trying to take it easy on this day, but wanted the shower cleaned as well. So I sprayed it, mopped, and then I just wanted to rinse it all down. It works really, really well. The only thing is I can never figure out how to do this, and it's annoying because I'm like, I just mopped, so I don't want to get the floors dirty again, but now these mop socks are soaked. So I was like trying to balance my way out without tracking throughout the rest of the house. But moving on, this is a whole nother day, but wanting to get the kitchen cleaned up and everything. I had a couple groceries delivered, nothing too crazy. Actually, mainly had groceries delivered because Xander needed stuff for school. They're having a school project, and there are a couple things like the vanilla icing and stuff that they needed for that. But this was one of those things of, once again, just trying to get the house back in order. Like I said earlier, Bobby and the kids were great. They took care of the house really, really well while I was sick. But there's just a difference between like tidying and cleaning, and they kept the house very tidy and neat while I was sick. But clean-wise, that is where I really wanted to focus on these couple of days.
I have seen that face more than a million times, like a million times. I have seen that, baby. I can
So I'm really glad, though. My milk supply had plummeted while I was sick, and naturally I was kind of having a little bit of anxiety over that. I was making enough for Athena, but as you guys know, I have been a way overproducer for a while now. So I went from pumping like 10 to 14 ounces every single pump to hoping I would get 4 ounces, and it was stressing me out. I did a bunch of research though and started feeling a lot better, but perfect timing. My supply is back up because I was also stressing out because I had recently agreed to helping out another mama with her baby, which amazingly enough, once again, talking about the awesomeness of this community, is I am actually helping one of you guys over here on YouTube. She's local to me, and I am helping feed her baby, which I love. I wanted to donate, and I was looking into it and everything, but I really was trying to find someone local because I love the milk banks, but most people donate to milk banks, and then they only go to babies in the NICU. And babies in the NICU obviously need it. I am a mom to 3 kids that were NICU babies, and 100% thankful for any donations when my babies themselves needed it. But I also know there's people like this woman that isn't producing enough. Her daughter wasn't responding well to formula, which I feel for, because I don't know if I've said this story on here before. I probably have, but if I haven't, Xander was that way. And when I dried up milk-wise, because I went back to work when I first had Xander, we gave him formula, and he broke out in hives all over, as well as his face swelled up so bad that his eyes were swollen shut. And I about had a nervous breakdown. You can imagine. I'm a brand new mom at this point. I was 21 years old and just went back to work, already feeling bad that I couldn't feed my baby anymore. My body wasn't doing it. And I gave him formula for the first time. And I thought I was going to kill my baby with formula. It was terrifying. But so I feel for the whole certain babies just don't respond well to a lot of formula. So I'm very thankful that I was able to find someone local that needs the milk, but I'm also very thankful that my supply has come back, because I'm like, okay, I can once again make sure Athena's fed, still freeze drying milk for her in the future, but then also making enough milk to feed another baby and help another mama out. I highly recommend, if you can do stuff like that, so recommend it, because I feel like it's just very fulfilling to be able to help people in that way. And I don't know, it's the same reason I loved doing the Hoarder series and Helping Hands series, which, by the way, I do want to start that up again. I know I've mentioned that a couple times, but I always get people asking me about my Hoarders and Helping Hands series. Yes, 100%. I do want to start that up again. It probably won't start back up, though, until the fall, just purely because with breastfeeding, I'm on such a strict schedule of pumping and everything that I can't go to someone else's house and comfortably be able to help someone and be like, okay, every 2 to 3 hours have to go and take a long break. It'd be way too stressful. But hopefully, cross my fingers, come fall. So if you are interested and live near Volusia County, within an hour, and you want help, keep that in mind, that you could definitely message me. And maybe even coming up over the summer, I can help people and just do less than I was doing, maybe one family a month type situation. I could probably do that also. So if you live local here in Florida, like I said, within about an hour of Volusia County, give or take, I'm willing to travel a little bit. I do love doing that series and would love to do it again. You can always message me on Instagram. Instagram is the easiest way to get a hold of me if you're looking for messages and stuff, just because I can sort through the messages a lot easier than either comments on here or my email, which actually just goes to my management company. So if you're ever looking or you know someone that could use the help, message me on Instagram, and I definitely want to start that up no later than fall. Like I said, I may even start doing some a little bit sooner and just not as often as I was, but be able to fit in a couple here and there. I know a lot of you guys are really, really interested in me starting that up again, and I promise it's definitely on the docket of something I really want to do.
One thing I know for sure, what we have is something worth fighting for. With bad news knocking at my door, but I like it like that. We go all in and I'm falling, but I like it like that. And it's so wrong, but still so strong, but I like it like that.
All right, if you guys have made it this far into the video, and no, don't worry, we're not at the end yet. We still got like another 10 minutes to clean together, so don't worry about it. We're still moving along. But if you have made it this far into the video, I would love if you would leave me a comment saying cleaning crew. You guys know I love everyone that watches my videos all the way to the end. Like, you guys are amazing. You guys that comment, like, and watch my videos from beginning to end, like, that is the biggest blessing to me in the world, and I appreciate each and every one of you for doing that so much. So Bobby and I just got done watching Landman. It was actually another recommendation from one of you guys. We love The Lioness and what is the other one? The Ranch Show. Why can't I think of what it is? Oh, it's gonna drive Yellowstone. That was gonna drive me crazy if I couldn't think of it. Those two shows. And I recently had one of you guys mention watching Landman, that it's by the same writer and everything. So good. If you guys have not watched Landman, highly recommend it if you enjoy Yellowstone or The Lioness. Such a good show. It's another, just like I said, same writer, so completely different storylines, but the same really good, like, engaging, on the edge of your seat type writing. Great show to watch. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you guys. So I was teasing the kids tonight because just the other day, so Bjorn has gotten really into cooking. Whenever I'm cooking dinner, he's been wanting to help out and learn new things, which I love doing. Xander has been interested in a while, so he knows a good amount, but Bjorn's just started really getting into it. So I have been having him help with me with stuff the other day, and the other day I taught him how to make tuna casserole. And it was hilarious because I asked Freya jokingly if Bjorn was a better cook than Mama, and she real quick, like, I was planning on being like, is your brother a better cook than me? Choose your words wisely. That is what I wanted to say, but when I said, is your brother a better cook than me, she so quickly, before I could even get the next words out of my mouth, said yes. Everyone was dying laughing. But I was teasing the kids then today because Athena is like on the verge of laughing, and it's one of my favorite milestones of babies is those first giggles. And it usually happens right around that 4-month mark. And with Athena being premature, I know it could vary a little bit, and she is just over 4 months old now. But so Bjorn gets home from school today, and Athena's in her little jolly jumper. She loves that thing. She will jump in that thing all day. It's her favorite place to be. Literally, she will choose that over being held pretty much anytime. unless I have food for her, she would rather be in her jolly jumper. But come home with Bjorn from school and he goes over, lays on the floor to talk with her and play with her while she's jumping. And that girl starts giggling at him so easily. And I'm like, I can't believe it. He's like, what? I'm like, she's never laughed before. I'm like, how in the world did you get the first giggles out of her? I have been trying for weeks now doing like the big, small song with her. And she loves that, to play that game. All sorts of things with her. And she's been like on the verge, but never actually let out a giggle. And then today she lets it out. I'm like, I swear you kids are plotting against me. First, Freya's saying Bjorn's a better cook than me. And now Athena is laughing at Bjorn. And then I go over there and tried to get her to laugh and she wouldn't do it. I was like, I can't believe it. So I'm hoping though, because she did laugh, that now it's going to happen more often, because to me, there is nothing cuter in the world than a giggling, laughing baby. It's my favorite thing. And she's such a happy baby. Like, she is smiley and happy all the time. As long as like her basic needs are met. Like, she hates having a dirty diaper like most babies. So you change her diaper and you keep her fed and she's happy like all the time. She's been so easy for the most part, other than the breastfeeding portion. But hey, I'll take it because she's such a happy baby. But actually getting those laughs, I haven't gotten one yet. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, how? I'm in the kitchen, filling milk bags and storage bags, and I hear her giggle, and I'm like, I cannot believe I just missed that. How did I miss her first laugh? Oh, and yeah, Bjorn, he's such a goofball, and he's just like laughing his butt off, thinking it's hilarious that he got the first laugh out of her. Oh, it was cute though. At least we have an open concept house, and I was able to hear it, because I was like, I missed it. And it's one of those things, like, knowing she's my last, like, all of her firsts are my lasts. So that's probably a little bit of it inside of me where I'm like, oh, but I don't get that anymore. But it was really, really cute. So hopefully, cross my fingers, I start getting some giggles from her as well, because I just love the baby giggles and am a little jealous that he got it before I did. But here you can see I wanted to go into the boys' room. The boys' room, they usually clean up themselves. However, I knew I wanted to wash all of their bedding, and I also wanted to get in there with the vacuum really well. I planned on just running the robot vacuum throughout the entire house. And whenever I do bedding, I just tidy up the whole house. So I know I have had people ask me, like, how often do I move the kids' beds to clean underneath them? When I bought their beds, I specifically made sure that they were ones that were, one, easy to move. They're very light. But two, also that I can just get under them. So usually they're not that bad. You can see here, there was a couple things underneath them, but nothing too crazy. I enjoy, though, coming in here probably about once every week, once every 2 weeks. Kind of depends on what's going on. And giving their room this quick tidy up, because I can remember as a kid, like, I hated cleaning my room. It was just felt like an overwhelming task. Whenever I got asked to clean my room, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is something that's going to take forever. Like, I got so much anxiety over the fact of just clean my room, and it seems so basic that now as a mom, like, I go in the room and I'm like, okay, it's really not that bad. Like, there's one little toy and a pencil and a pair of socks under the bed, nothing too crazy. But I know for them and their little brains that are still developing and everything, that coming home and knowing that I went in here and I cleaned their room and everything, I know as a kid, I definitely appreciated those days that I could come home and I could just relax because it was done. I didn't have this like looming anxiety of having to clean up my room. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, like I said, leave me a like, a comment. Actually, leave me a star emoji if you made it all the way to the end. Like, If you made it to that 32-minute point, obviously you left the comment cleaning crew. But if you've made it this far, leave me a star emoji. I think you guys truly are the stars of the show and the MVPs for making it this far, and I really, really appreciate it. Also, if you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe. I do a lot of cleaning content in here. I also love to declutter and organize and chit chat with you guys. As you can tell, I am very talkative. Hopefully you've learned some tips and tricks along the way with my ranting as we go. Also, gotta love Freya's cup underneath there. That cup has been missing now for weeks, and I just noticed it. Luckily, I had just recently bought her a bunch of new cups, so it wasn't a huge deal because that just ended up going into the garbage. I didn't even open it. I'm like, I don't know what's in here. I don't want to know what's in here. It's going in the garbage. I bought her new cups anyway. Raise your hand if you are someone that has found either a cup or a bottle in the past and not known how long it's been there and just tossed it. I've definitely done that a couple times. I've once found a bottle in the car and now this cup here, and I'm like, nope, because if that's milk in there and I open it, I'm never getting that smell out of the house. So it went straight to the trash. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.